wait and see from the Fed. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, continuing a pause on interest rates as they wait for clarity on the economy.
The new administration is in the process of implementing substantial policy changes in 4 distinct areas: trade, immigration, fiscal policy, and regulation.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
The tariff increases announced so far have been significantly larger than anticipated. All of these policies are still evolving, however, and their effects on the economy remain highly uncertain.
He's also signaling it's not clear how long clarity will take. But in the meantime, Powell says data shows the economy to be resilient and in good shape overall. The U.S. Treasury Chief and Trade Representative plan to hold an initial meeting with Chinese officials this weekend in Switzerland. President Trump telling reporters he does not plan to ease tariffs on China ahead of that meeting. The Justice Department loses ground in the latest tug of war over students detained after pro-Palestinian activities.
A federal appeals court has ordered Tufts doctoral student Rumeysa Ozturk returned to Vermont, where her attorney was at the time they challenged her detention. She was arrested by ICE agents in Somerville, Massachusetts in March, but then held at a facility in Louisiana. Her attorney argues she's being held for writing an op-ed that accuses Israel of genocide and apartheid, but U.S. government officials have accused her of supporting Hamas. The State Department had revoked her visa in detaining her. But now the Second Court of Appeals says she must be returned to Vermont, where she's due Friday for a bail hearing. The judges wrote in their decision that the U.S. government's failed to show it is likely to succeed on the merits of its appeal.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. No word yet on the result of a first vote in the Sistine Chapel, where 133 cardinals are behind closed doors to begin choosing a new pope. The conclave beginning just over 3 hours ago after each cardinal took an oath of secrecy. America is listening to Fox News.
With everything that's going on this year, fires, windstorms, power outages hitting harder than ever, we've been looking for ways to protect our homes and our family. I want to tell you about the Grid Doctor 3300 from My Patriot Supply. I've been warning how fragile our power grids are, and it's only going to get worse, how quickly our society would fall apart with a major failure. But this thing is the only solar generator with built-in EMP protection. And it has the power to run your refrigerator, your medical devices, lights, you name it. It's not just sitting in a closet waiting for the next emergency. You use it to cut down on electric bills, power up barbecues, camping trips, even just working outside this spring. It's quiet, fume-free, safe to use indoors or out, and totally portable. In a world where the grid is becoming less and less reliable every day, the Grid Doctor 3300 gives me peace of mind and practical everyday use. Get yours now at MyPatriotSupply.com. Again, that's MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com. America's trusted source for emergency preparedness.
It's black smoke. It's black smoke. Hey, look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's hump day, no Pope. Here we go. It's all right, though. The black smoke came out, which is hardly unusual. In fact, I actually was learning a couple things. I was getting ready listening to the program today about selecting a pope, how they didn't always do it this way. At some point, one pope, a couple centuries ago said, all right, you bastards, now get back in there and don't come out until you come out with a freaking pope. And so he locked him in. I mean, real seriously, he says, I'm locking the doors. You're not coming out until you have a pope. So that's all. Anyway, 303. Hi, 304, let's call it, just to be accurate. Although nobody I know has gotten wearing a wristwatch. Anybody wear a wristwatch? An actual timepiece wristwatch. Flounder, you wear one of those health watch things, don't you?
I do not. I don't have a wristwatch.
Well, you wear one of those ring things. Yeah, you still wear that ring thing?
Yes, the Oura rings.
Yeah, oral ring. What is it?
O-U-R-A.
Of course. I thought maybe Mrs. Flounder made you get one of the other type rings, too. But seriously, and by the way, now what does that tell you? Now, right now, you look at that, and what does that tell you? That tells you what? Can you read something there, or what do you have to look it up?
I go into the app, and it gives me my sleeping pattern, how many steps I've done, kind of heart rate, all that kind of stuff.
So, I mean, you can look up on your phone, and what? You have a little app there, and you play, and it shows you all that stuff?
It sure does.
How many steps you've taken, since when? Do you reset it every day, or you
got to charge it every 3 or 4 days. So what I do is once I've charged it, it goes for about 4 days, and then every morning I open the app and update it.
Well, how many steps have you taken? Open that baby right now. This is unbelievable. And how many hours of sleep you got, or do they measure REM sleep, or
yes, it does all that.
Stuff? Well, that's unbelievable. That's like, about $30 a month or some stupid thing?
$5 a month, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. All right, so we're about to find out.
It's updating, so it's going to take a minute.
Oh, okay. Pete Davis, you have a wristwatch? You ever wear a wristwatch?
Never have. They tried to get me to wear one when I was a kid, and I refused to do it.
Oh, I used to wear as an old fart, everybody wore. I mean, I had my first uranium glow-in-the-dark. I was going to give you a poison wristwatch when I was like 8. You know, we all had those radium watches. They glowed in the dark because they were with uranium in them. Or whatever they call it stuff.
Radium.
And, but I've been wearing a wristwatch in so many years. And I used to, in fact, I think I mentioned before, I have a wristwatch at home, and it's huge. The face of it is enormous, and it's from Swiss. It's a Swiss-made watch. It was very expensive years ago when I got it as part of a commercial deal, trade deal with a jeweler, and it's a beautiful authentic see-through watch where you can see through the whole thing. You can see every little dial ticking and running and turning and stuff, and it's really a beautiful watch, and nobody wanted. I tried to give it to my son-in-law. I said, nah, I don't want it. How about you? Nah, nobody goes.
It's a slave band.
I've just thrown it in a basket somewhere in my house. I don't have no idea where it is. It's somewhere around there. So
a watch is a slave band. You're completely a slave to time at that point, and it's just why everybody's got the phone with the time on it.
Yeah, isn't it funny you mention that, because we're no longer a slave to our watches and time, but we're sure a slave to our phones. You don't go anywhere without your phone.
And it's now fashion. It's not nothing to do with time anymore.
No, it's a whole new link. We're hooked.
Narcissism.
We're all addicts. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? It's 3:07, and it's Hump Day Wednesday. I think the rain has stopped where we are, and it looks almost a little sunny, kind of partly cloudy. And so we may get the ball game in after all. It's kind of, now, where are you? Up in the mountains of Macon? No, bad news?
It's still cloudy, but it's not raining. So
the rain stopped. So we'll see. Let's see. I got like some technological things. In fact, I went into Flounder a minute ago, and later I'll have a camera phone update.
What? We need to work on our phrasing on this show.
So what did I say? Phrasing. Did I say something bad?
You said you went into Flounder earlier.
Well, I know. I went into the booth where Flounder was working, right across the window here. And because I got a phone. In fact, I'll show you. I took a picture of it. And this always makes me nervous. And again, it makes me look stupid, and I don't mind telling you to look stupid. I got a message alert. I got a text message, and I looked at the intro to it, and the number read 861-779-9289-458. That's like 2 extra numbers. There's too many extra numbers in there, and then it had an @IO1 or something, and then it went ... And then the line said, "Hello, excuse me, I'm Sophia from Dudillo Services, USA." So I immediately figured out it's some kind of fake thing. So I went into Flounder's booth. I said, "Okay." So he said, so he opened it up, and then, "Oh my God, you linked me." He said, "No. If you just open it up, you don't open up the link. But you can open up to see what the text says, but don't open up the link to it." So I didn't even read what it was, some kind of survey or something, I think. But again, I'm getting an awful lot of these things. Is that are you guys getting these things too? Is this I don't know what, all of a sudden I'm getting a whole bunch of this crap, and I don't like it. And another thing too about using texting to go to email from let's see, trying to send a text from AT&T to another email account or something is going to be, I mean, my God, my insurance company wanted a picture of my chopper. Anyway, it's long. I'll get to that later. All right, never mind me. All right, 404-741-1230. And by the way, I swear we have all the newsy stuff. Oh, we're going to do a test to see whether you have a brain tumor. Coming up, don't go away, like in a minute, in the third 20 seconds. But first, somebody said, okay, the other day, I shouldn't do this because I sound like an idiot anyway, but I was complaining that I couldn't find my mints. These special round mints, like Barber Pole, and they're not flat, hard mints. They're round, and they're much softer than hard candy mints. I'm sorry. I'm racing. And so I mentioned that the Publix no longer carries them because they were called Bob's Sweets or something like that, and they're no longer around. And so the only place I could get them was at Walgreens, and I get, it's called Brock's, and they're either similar or they're very similar to them, and they work and they're fine. So I mentioned I could never find any. It's hard to get them. This morning I get 5:22 in the morning. I'm going out to get my newspaper, and there's a box on the side of my driveway filled with these mints. I must be 200 of them in there. And somebody even sent, there was a delivered package of just those mints. So whoever did it, usually we get a notice or something. Anyway, thank you, whoever was. It's very sweet and very kind. And the horses, because those are the ones I give to the horses, as well as me. And you guys. When Pete's in the studio, I drop one of those off for you. Anyway, those are the ones I'm talking about. Okay, anyway, so I just want to say thank you. Okay. Now, let's do this. Flounder, are you ready to go? Do you have our Facebook camera on here?
It's our YouTube camera, but yes.
Yeah, whatever they call it, YouTube. Okay. And Pete Davis, now is Pete on camera also? I forgot.
Yes, he is.
Okay, good. And now what about you? You're not on though, are you?
You guys can see me, but the YouTube
not the
channel.
People. Okay. Well, plus he's a freaking cave, and he had told all the lights on back, and so you can't see it unless you're looking at the screen.
And he's nude.
Well, it doesn't wear any clothes. It's an incredible story. Okay, now here is a British doctor. And he went on TikTok and he has a demonstration. He says a 30-second hand test, which could reveal if you have a hidden brain tumor. It involves taking, I'll describe it verbally and then I will show you. And Pete Trude do the same thing too. Well, we got,
How else were you doing
I'm acting like a doctor. I'm trying like a research scientist right now. I'm in my, I do have a graduate degree, mister. I was going to be, anyway, okay. It involves taking one hand and rapidly flipping it palm side up and then palm side down, flipping it up and down on the other palm for a few seconds, then swap hands and do the same thing. So you open a palm, take your other hand, flip-flop, 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 and then switch and switch hands, flip-flop, 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 okay? We should now try it. Are we ready? Okay, open up your palm, and ready, and here we go. And it says rapidly. I don't know what that means, but do it as fast as you can. Okay, ready, and go. And now switch. It's got me. Oh, it's eating my face. Oh, no, help. I have a tumor. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was stupid. I mean, all right, I've been sick. I have this stupid cold. I don't even have a cold. It's like a freaking head-face thing. What the hell is that? I mean, I'm sneezing. I go through like 9 of these stupid Kleenex things every 20 minutes. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I think it's like allergy thing from the changes. Honestly, because I don't have a fever. I don't feel sick. My stomach's, it's unbelievable. It's just like an ear.
Don't change the subject. Were you able to do it?
You saw me do it, absolutely. Now, that's the good news. Here's what he says. I didn't finish the story. One woman called in and said, my boyfriend did this and showed he couldn't do it, and turns out the damn thing has a brain tumor. The guy says everybody should be able to do it. If you can't, you might want to get yourself checked, because if you have problems with one hand, there could be a bunch of things. It's called diacetylacecokinakanesia. I might have added a syllable or two there. So it could have brain lesions, could be tumors, illnesses, damage like multiple sclerosis would be a possible thing here. They say, of course, cancerous brain tumors are, big time Charlie badness. But.
Do it again. I just watched Flounder do it. You do it.
Okay, one palm and then you switch. You go.
All right, you're like a flopping fish, but you did it very fast. I noticed that Flounder and I had the same thing. When we went from the left hand flopping, we slowed down.
Slow down? Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, obviously, you're lesser men than I.
Oh, is that what you took out of that?
Well, I bet if someone was left-handed, they would do their hand faster the other way as well.
Well, I'm ambidextrous, but I just slowed down doing it left-handed.
I'm ambidextrous too. I can live underwater for hours at a time.
Maybe just one of the three of us is more used to flopping his hand around.
Coming up, I'm going to tell you why you should be able to kiss a girl for 6 seconds without her squirming away. Or it may not be real. So I know it's all coming up. I heard it, I looked it up, and I remembered how lonely. Never mind.
That's why your hand is so quick.
I gotta get some cash. I swear to God, I gotta get some cash. 314. Give her feed and Flounder.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? Tug, Rhino, and Los have you covered with the biggest stories of the day and everything your coworkers will be talking about. It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
And by the way, I apologize because I'm getting real nasally and I'm blowing my nose a lot, and again, it's the darndest thing. And I in my ears, I sound like crap to me. So I know you're probably not enjoying any of this. But I don't know what's going on. It's an allergy thing. It's the only possible explanation. Change of seasons. I used to get earaches with stuff like this. I wish I could all just put it in the safe and forget the whole thing. Oh, speaking of safes, I'm glad you mentioned it. Atlanta Safe House, Jeff and Mark, you guys. Atlanta Safe House. These guys have been protecting your rights as well as your stuff for a very long time. There have been companies will get count out and giving out a master reset code to somebody, and no. Atlanta Safe House protects your stuff. In fact, if you want to change your master reset codes or any of your stuff in your safe combination, stuff like that, whatever, they can do that for you. If you have a safe that's broken or you're not really sure whether it's working or not, or for that matter, if you have one of those old clunker safes you really wish you hadn't bought, believe me, they'll take care of business, Atlanta Safe House. And don't forget, too, they can rent you a safe. If you're on the move or you're doing something, you're going on vacation or you have a convention or a meeting or something coming up or another location or a beach house, whatever. They can take care of business for you. They can rent you a safe. They can fix your safe. And they've got almost 200 of them right there in Ackworth in the showroom on Industrial Boulevard. They're ready to go and they can fix them on the inside any way you want, the nooks and crannies, stuff like that. Don't forget, no sales tax on gun safes at Atlanta Safe House. And the high security safes and jewelry safes and pistol safes. They've got them all. They can build you a family storm shelter. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look them up on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's Mike with Atlanta Painting Company. Right now, save 10% on any paint job Atlanta Painting Company does for you this spring. Atlanta Painting Company is still Atlanta's biggest family-owned and run painting company, and we are passionate about making your family's home look great. Whether it's a fresh coat of paint for one room or an entire exterior makeover, Atlanta Painting Company has you covered. So get in touch. Head to atlantapaintingcompany.com to save 10% on any paint job this spring. Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
May in the A is upon us, and your Atlanta Braves have some incredible matchups and promotions in store this month. The Reds come to town May 5th through the 8th, followed by the Nationals the 12th through the 15th. Fans can add some bobbleheads to their collection, like the Rysel Iglesias bobblehead presented by Northside Hospital on May 8th, and the Marcelo Ozuna bobblehead presented by Delta on May 14th. Visit Braves.com/May in the A to see more details and to purchase your tickets starting at just $10. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Kevin McAlpin here alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on XTRA 106.3. And Evan, many Americans think having a well-funded 401k means they will have a comfortable retirement. But the question I have is that really all we need?
Kevin, that's a great question. The way the analogy I use is it's like having a really, really good play in your game, but a good play isn't a game plan. That'll work once. It's limited. What we want is a plan, a game plan throughout the entire course of your retirement that we know is set you up for success. 401ks are a great savings tool, but they're not a plan. They're a play. And so what we do is we put together an income plan as well as an investment plan to make sure that you are taking the stress out of your retirement. You've worked too long, too hard. You've made all the right decisions, sacrificed to get to this point. You've got it down to the 1 yard line. Now you need a game plan to finish it off, and that's what we provide.
And let's be honest, we stress for 30, 40 years in the workforce. That's the last thing you want to have to deal with when you get to retirement, right?
Of course, the whole point, our philosophy is let's take the stress out of retirement so that you know this new phase of your life is going to be the thing you've been working so long to enjoy.
That's the last thing you want when it comes to your retirement is stress. If it sounds like you, pick up the phone, call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today for a complimentary 401k x-ray. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Howdy, howdy. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here. 321 on 106.3. Happy Hump Day. We're playing music here dedicated really to the memory of Steve Albini, an American musician and record producer. Albini died from a heart attack on this day last year. He was 61, the founder and owner and basic principal engineer at Electrical Audio, a recording complex in Chicago. Estimated he worked on several thousand records, including Nirvana, Pixies, Bush, The Breeders, the Jesus Lizard, Led Zeppelin, members Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, among other things. And now, who are we playing here? Is this Led Zeppelin here, Flounder?
This is the Pixies.
The Pixies, of course. I always get them. You know, I got the Led Zeppelin, the Pixies. I did a concert with them once. I almost got mixed up with the guy, the bass player, with the wrong group. God.
One thing that was unique about Steve Albini is when he produced an album, most producers get residuals on the album. He refused to get residuals. He thought you're ripping off the band by doing that, so he would just take one cut and that would be it.
Well, I'll be darned. Well, I'm sorry the man.
Which probably cost him a lot of money, but he just...
Well, that's a shame. 322, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Now we have a lady. We have Kathy on the phone.
Kathy, that's right.
Kathy, hi, welcome aboard. And I understand you want to talk about a story which we really haven't addressed in several days. Bring it up, and then we'll bring people up to date if we need to. Welcome. How you doing? And what's on your mind?
I'm great, thanks. You can call me by my alter ego, Granny Got Problems, if you want to.
Granny Got Problems. I joined the club there, baby.
Lots and lots of them, okay? I think I first heard this on your show about this little girl that was in the park and had some little kid stole her kid's toys, so she called him the N-word.
Yeah.
They were all over her about this, and apparently she couldn't afford to move to a better neighborhood, so when I checked, she had $250,000 in a GoFundMe account. I looked at it just a minute ago, and it's up to over $675,000. And I got to tell you, I actually contemplated donating $20 just to make the point, you know?
Well, you know, the story, she was in a park with her child, and apparently a black 5-year-old child apparently took something belonging to her child. Well, by took, I mean the kid, as described by someone who was there, who knows the neighborhood and knows the kid. The 5-year-old black child is described as on the autism spectrum, and so it might have been confused to what he was actually doing. But the mother, with her own child, started calling the kid the N-word. The guy heard it and said, "Wait a minute, what are you using the N-word?" And her name is Hendricks. Shiloh Hendricks is the mother involved here, the Minnesota mother, Shiloh Hendricks. She said, "Mind your blanking business," and then claims the 5-year-old child, quote, "took my son's stuff." The guy said, "Do you think that merits calling a little child the N-word?" She said, "If that's what he's going to act like." So then she set up a GoFundMe page for herself to help me protect my family because they've been attacking her. She said, "A kid tried to steal my diaper bag at the park. I called him out for what he was, and now her family's being attacked for information, including her address and phone number's been leaked." So she started raising a GoFundMe account to move out of the neighborhood, and she's got almost $750,000. I mean, holy moly. She said, "I've never been so scared in my life," and yet reassured, too. Thanks for the overwhelming support that she and her family have received. I mean, man, what a story.
Yes, and thank you for the clarification. I knew that I was missing quite a few of the details at the moment, so thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
I didn't know if you guys were following it, and I wasn't sure if anyone knew.
Yeah,
followed up on
it's a darned, and again, it leaves you in a real, I mean, that's totally inappropriate, but then you got to think to yourself, holy cow, why would this even become a thing? We're talking about $750,000, and then I'm thinking about the case of the kid in Texas, the black kid who stabbed to death the white kid, and his family went on GoFundMe, and he's got $500,000, and they're living in a ritzy home and got a new car and all. I'm thinking, holy cow. I mean, I don't know. But again, social media, man, it's a freaking cell phone. It's the cell phone.
Yeah,
everything.
Changing our vocabulary. The words have different meanings now.
Yeah.
The definition of the N-word is not what it used to be.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm changing a lot of it. So,
I feel so out of touch. Anyway, thanks, Ree. Have a great day.
Don't call me Granny because I'm a young woman. Hey, y'all have a good one, too.
Thanks, Doll. All right, see you, kiddo. 325. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Okie dokie. Anyway, here's the number 404-741-1230, 1230. And I saw the black smoke. I saw the black smoke at 3:02, which would be 9:02 in the Vatican. They're 6 hours ahead, and they took one vote today. I think there's rules about how many votes. They took one vote today, and it was black smoke, which they burn paper and treat it with chemical that makes it turn black. So there was
According to the movie, they take an immediate vote, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't believe that's true. Well, on the other hand, who knows now? I mean, once they're inside, it's all, the secrets. In fact, even the people who cook in the kitchen for them for as many days as they'll be in there are sworn to secrecy, or they will be immediately excommunicated. So, I mean, they take this stuff pretty seriously. Anyway.
This is the Catholic Church saying.
Yeah, trust me. If you're in the Vatican, that's a real serious part of the Catholic Church, okay? I mean,
they have the albino assassins.
Yeah, that's right. There's a priest, the albino priest. I mean, they do not fool around these people. When you never saw Tom Hanks in a movie? I shouldn't even be joking. Well, I can joke. What the hell?
Why not?
I'm not Catholic, although I did have one rule in my life, but so I can relate.
Pay attention to what one man around the world says. Who cares?
But by the way, it's amazing to me that people are already betting money on everything involved with the ceremony. Who's going to be picked Pope? What name is he going to use? How many votes are they going to take? When are they going to decide it? What time of day will it come out? I mean, it's just, the wagers are just unbelievable. And I'm thinking to myself, they've already bet the money. How could you ever lose if you were a gambling operation and you said, okay, the window is open, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'll give you 5-1 odds about what name he's going to pick. There's a trillion names he could. You can't lose. I would think there was no way. How can you guess the name of the next pope? There's 130 of them in there.
I have good money on Pope Bob.
Pope Bob, there you are. Frankie is mine. Pope Frankie. I'll bet it'll be a black one. What do you think? I think they're going to go get a black one. I seriously think
get a black one.
Well, I think everybody's DEI back. In fact, we got a great. In fact, this is really cool. Flounder found a couple things. So, ladies and gentlemen, we probably ought to make this an official segment. It's occurring more and more to me that AI really is changing everything. And today, you're going to hear a couple of really interesting sound bites, some audio sound. And again, I've been in radio for 60 freaking stupid years. What a waste of 60 years down the drain. Anyway, and so to me, if there's good audio and it's fun radio and it means something or has some joy or fun into whatever, I play it, even if I don't really know what it is or where it came from. And it's happened because of social media and AI finding things and putting it in categories or whatever. I don't even know what goes on now to find stuff, the sources of things. But more and more stuff is popping up that I don't even really know where it came from. But it's real and it's there, and I'm hoping it's not fake with AI. And I'll give you a couple examples of that here in a second. But again, the conclave, they're already... the average is 3.2 days to pick a pope. They need a 2/3 majority vote. Let's see. There are 133 cardinals casting their ballots in the Sistine Chapel. No silence. No talking. Total silence. No discussion. No politicking. Only outside after the day's voting is concluded can they even talk. By the way, I assume at some point they have to discuss what they want the Pope to be, what the church wants to address. Do they want a liberal Pope? Do they want a Pope to bring women into the... they must somehow, otherwise it's just gossip. And by the way, how could there already be a favorite? There's already favorites. I could list you the three favorites.
They've been talking for years. They've been talking, and they got their little groups and their little cliques.
Yeah.
By the way, when was the last Italian Pope? They had the papacy for 455 years.
Yeah.
When was the last one?
I don't remember. I know it's been a while. I don't remember. But
1978.
Yeah. And I forgot which one was that. Was that Pius?
No, that was John Paul I.
Oh, well, I'll be darned. But as a kid, I remember because I was raised in a very white bread Episcopal New England,
golf club,
family. Okay, so we didn't really like the Catholics. I'm sorry.
My grandmother.
No, we
like
did.
That.
We didn't try. We just didn't trust him or something. I don't know, fish on Friday or I don't know what something. And so I was, but I remember as a kid thinking, boy, those Pope. I guess the ones I remember growing up were all stern and serious, and it just looked real nasty. And I went, and I any church service I went to was in Latin, and it was just scary. So
remember when they did the Godfather 3 about it, when the one got elected and died a few weeks later. Yeah, I was visiting my grandmother in Mississippi, and I remember sitting there at the table while she was making something, and she was throwing things around while it was on TV. The second funeral, he's just a man. He's just a man. They act like he's something special. He's just a man.
Well, and by the way,
pots and pans.
Remember, the next Pope, I'm sorry, I'll get the break, I swear. The next Pope they're going to pick used to be at some point, didn't know how to tie his shoes, and he also picked his nose. It's not like the Pope they're going to pick next came out of heaven by himself and just appeared on somebody's doorstep. Okay, they were born and they picked their nose and they pulled little girl's ponytail and and they said bad words and ate worms and what. Okay, so you start off as a human, and then do they believe that you were blessed by God after you're born, or do they actually think that the Pope is somehow special by God at some point before he's born, like in the father's seed thing? Or how far back do you go? Well, your
pious life makes you into someone worthy of being the Pope, and they believe that they're chosen by above.
Well, see, and when would that chosen thing happen?
In the conclave.
Well, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm 3:32. Kimmer Pete and Flounder. Braves still in town, right? We still got 2 more games. I think.
Yes.
And they won last. They won last night, right?
10th inning.
That's right, 10th inning. Anyway, cool. Kimmer Pete and Flounder. Black smoke. No Pope yet, but they're working on it. There we go.
Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fela at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
All right, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 3:33. How you doing? Great to have you aboard here. And I just, with the weather like this, I saw a car kind of skidding today trying to get in front of somebody else. I tell you, I've changed my route to work and home again, 3 different places, because I don't want people trying to merge in and cut me off and get in a fender bender. And boy, that's why I have David Van Sant, the number locked in, as you should too, at Van Sant Law. And whether it's a fender bender or, an accident problem or a claim or something like that, the man used to work for the insurance companies, and I can't make the point enough. I'm a total fan of insurance companies. I get insurance, and I've used insurance, but they have their charts and tables, and they don't want to pay more than they have to according to what they think they've got on their little stupid tables. Well, I've had examples, and I bet you have too, where there's no, wait a minute, the guy needed more time, or he needed a fender, or had to go, or whatever, and there's a dispute about something, or who caused it, and who should have to pay for it. All that stuff. You don't want to get argued with insurance companies because those lawyers are good at what they do. will. So is David Van Sant. And when his number pops up on their phone, they know they're going to pay more than they want to because David used to work for the insurance companies. And so, a mutual respect. But again, this is why you want him taking care of your case, because you're number one. If you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. So, that's the only onus you really need. Insurance is complicated. I'll let David take care of it for you. David Van Sant, here's the number, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Sequoia National Golf Club is located 45 minutes west of Asheville, North Carolina, and nestled among the oak, fir, and flowered valleys in the heart of the Great Smoky Mountains. Owned by the Eastern Band of the Cherokee, this Robert Trent Jones II design offers an idyllic 18-hole journey filled with panoramic vistas on every hole, beautiful landscapes, and a fun mountain golf experience. Enjoy a relaxed lunch or afternoon beverage on the outdoor deck with 180-degree views of the Great Smoky Mountains. The surrounding community also provides golfers a welcoming environment that is rich with Native American culture and exciting year-round attractions. Sequoia National Golf Club is just 4 miles from Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort and just a short drive from Atlanta. Experience a fun afternoon of golf with your friends or stick around for an epic stay-and-play weekend. Experience mountain golf at its finest and then go hit the casino floor. Book your tee time at sequoianational.com. That's sequoianational.com. Experience the majesty and beauty of Sequoia National, mountain golf at its finest.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
Longer days mean more time to tackle what really matters, like your home's exterior. From roofing and siding to gutters and windows, Southern Exteriors offers quality and precision you can count on. Right now, get 10% off any job or take advantage of 12 months 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug, and I know the folks at Southern Exteriors. They're the kind of people I trust to work on my own home, and you should too. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. 877-9-SOUTHERN or southernexteriors.co.
Summer is here, and it's time to enjoy your outdoor oasis as a family. Don't know where to begin? At Stovall & Company, we have everything you need to make your landscaping dreams come true. From premium mulch and topsoil to a wide variety of plants, trees, shrubs, and annuals, Stovall has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Removing taxes on your Social Security benefits. No taxes on tips. No taxes on overtime. The bill passed. Every single Democrat in the House of Representatives voted no.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Oh, yeah. 3:39. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Good to have you aboard. I got a couple of questions about things in the news. Marjorie Taylor Greene and that attack. Have you seen the video on the attack of the cops by those little teenage migrant punks? Good Lord. Anyway, here's a little Prince here for you. 2016, on this very day, after his unexpected death, Prince had 2 top spots on the Billboard album chart, with the very best of Prince at number 1 and Purple Rain at number 2. With his music unavailable on most streaming services and download distributors, physical albums were in many cases the only way to buy Prince's music in 2016 after his unexpected death. 340, let's call it 340. I have 4 birthdays. I can't believe it. I have 4 stinking birthdays. The ones I looked up myself, flounders and everything, 4 birthdays total. So I will do one that's, well, I don't want to say it's kind of special. It sounds so too kinky when you hear what it is. Saluting a 57-year-old Nora Louise Kuzma. Nora Louise Kuzma. Oh, you better know her better as Tracy Lords, the porn actress who was, 14, 15 when she got her start in the porn industry. But one of the few people to make the transition from porn actress to actual actress. She was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which is like bridging the gap. Anyway, Tracy Lords, born Nora Louise Kuzma. Tracy Lords is 57 years old today. And I heard I didn't hear, I saw on the news and heard Donald Trump talking a little bit earlier today about saluting the end of World War II. And it was on this day in 1945, the German High Command, General Alfred Jodl, signs the unconditional surrender of all German forces. He wanted to limit the terms to only those forces still fighting the Western Allies, but Dwight Eisenhower, the general, said, nah, all of you, baby. East, west, every place. And if you don't do it, we're going to seal off the Western Front so you can't flee to the west to surrender and leave them in the hands of enveloping Soviet forces. And Joe said, no, don't give us to the Russians. He said, no, fine. He called Hitler's successor, and a guy ordered, sign it. So they signed it with a French general as witness. General Walter Bedell Smith, Ike's chief of staff, signed for the Beetle. That was Beetle. You've seen him in the Patton movie. His name was Beetle. The Beetle Smith was his chief of staff. He signed for the Allied Expeditionary Force. Germany was defeated. Fighting would go on in the east for about another day, but basically it was over. The Soviet premier did not give permission for their people to sign the surrender papers, even as a witness. So they took the guy back and put him in the hands of the Soviet secret police. General Jodl, in charge of the German part of it, was wounded in the assassination attempt on Hitler in 1944. He was found guilty of war crimes, including shooting hostages at Nuremberg, and hanged in 1946. He was later granted a pardon posthumously after they hanged him, when a German appeals court said, no, he really didn't break international law, but anyway, so they hanged him. So there you go. All right, Kara Pete and Flauta, 342. A couple things. I just saw Marjorie Taylor Greene is having a committee meeting, and she had the girl fencer who has been making news recently for taking a knee and refusing to compete against a boy-girl fencer. And now that's become a huge thing. And again, I'm glad it's stupid. It's a shame. It's ridiculous, but they have to do it. And again, it's not fair to the girls. That girl, I don't know if she's a woman, girl. I mean, I don't know, but I think it was just college or something. I don't know, whatever. She's 20, I call her a girl. She worked since she could hold the swords, and they gave her the first épée or whatever the hell those things are, I mean, she spent all her time in her spare time, and she, practiced and rehearsed and did the whole stuff and got in shape and all that. And now she can't play because a boy wants to be a girl? I mean, it's just, how could anybody think this is in any way fair? If you need a separate category for all trannies to go against all trannies, do that. I mean, what's not fair about that? If you're different and you're a whole different thing, then be a whole different thing category. I mean, God, it's just nonsense. It's not fair to women. And I can't believe that the American women are going nuts about this stuff. I mean, seriously. Well, we're all too busy, I guess, and we all think. I'll bet it's because before the cell phone, women would take off their bras and burn their bras and protest and show everything. But there were no cell phones to link everybody on social media where you think you've done your part. Oh, this is horrible. Wait till I send this to my friends. Yeah, I posted that. Boy, there we go. Well, that's not going to do it. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. So that was one thing. So Marjorie Taylor Greene having hearing on that. Second thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene, how about her for governor? The word is that she thinks that I'm no insider. My understanding is that Marjorie Taylor Greene believes that she could win the governor's, the Senate race against John Ossoll. Is one of the big ones. Now, or for that matter, the governor's race. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been talked about in both cases. I don't think she'd run for senator because she's already in Congress. They don't want to lose her. On the other hand, I think she believes she could take him on if she wants to do it. Hasn't made a decision about either one of these things.
I think it'd be a hard path for her because she's
so provocative.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love what she does most of the time.
She's an ass kicker. And do you want an ass kicker, or do you want to, some? But who do we have? Who's Georgia's leader? I mean, seriously, Governor Kemp says I'm out. I probably had the University of Georgia. That's the kind of the talk. Next, what do they call it? Not president, but chancellor, whatever. University of Georgia. They're saying. And so who's the next? Who's up? For a statewide campaign. I know. We'll see. Now, and the other thing is, I've been seeing this video. Oh, hold on. Is this live, Flounder? Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. I thought it was Donald Trump against him. Every time I see Donald Trump on Fox News, if he's live, we're taking him because he did it earlier today. We'll talk about stuff. Anyway, every time I see the video of those little punk kids in New York City attacking the cops, and they got away. And I'm wondering, how could somebody, a police officer with a nightstick, not, give him brain damage? I mean, it's outrageous. And again, the way they treat police, and it's all started with putty tat. They defund the police and all that crap. The divider in chief, man. All right, 346, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Here we go. Look out, stand by.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream XTRA 106.3 and crystal clear digital with the all-new XTRA 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. A great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with the doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums, and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggies, a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy at atlantasmiles.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Now, I know there are plenty of HVAC companies out there, but let me tell you why Central Heating and Air Conditioning stands out from the rest. These days, it's hard to tell who's on first. Everybody wants to play. Many of the local HVAC companies, though, have been sold to large conglomerates. And some are even coming back under new names. But at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they never left the field. They've been your hometown team since 1947, and their dedication to our community has never wavered. They are the Grand Slam you can count on. Central's team of experts know the game inside and out, delivering dependable service and personalized solutions every time. So don't get caught off base. Choose the HVAC team that's always been in the game. Get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Turn to your Atlanta Carrier experts, Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, 770-GET-HEAT, or visit them online at centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for True Prep. Life changed for me in October of 2018. I saw firsthand the devastation that Hurricane Michael caused on the Gulf Coast and into Georgia. That storm was the reason I decided that I needed to prepare for any situation that might affect my family. And that's why True Prep can be so valuable for you. From freeze-dried, dehydrated, and canned foods to water purification systems. Visit True Prep at 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta or truprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
Who's Bob? It's a joke there. I can't tell on the radio anymore. By Mr. B.B. King. 2015, on this day, 3 of B.B. King's 11 surviving children lost their bid in a Las Vegas courtroom to take control over their dad's affairs. 3 of his 11 children suspected their 89-year-old father's manager was stealing his stuff and neglecting his medical care and blocking them from seeing him in home hospice care. Man, that would be freaking brutal. Anyway, they lost their bid to take control. B.B. King died in his sleep May 14th, 2015. He was 89. The legend. Man, he was a legend, too. What a story. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Phone calls take priority, and I think we have a lady named Miss Joan, and I think it's very possible I may have upset you somehow. Miss Joan, please tell me how I can make it better. What's up?
Hello, Kimmer. I listen to you every day on the way home from where I work at a school. Come home every day and listen to you, and always enjoy it. I was really shocked at how you guys were talking about Catholicism and the Pope. I mean, you know, as people who, as the faithful people who believe a certain way, it's not your job to judge our faith. How can he be holy? How could he possibly be holy when he grew up picking his nose? I mean, that's insulting to Catholics. I know your screener said, well, I grew up Catholic. I didn't, but I did, and I'm a faithful Catholic, and I've been for 63 years. And I just, you know, it's like everybody loves to take a hit at Catholics. You know this. You've talked about the nuns dressing up in dress. You know, having a little respect at this time, because this is a very sacred and somber time for Catholics.
You're absolutely, you're absolutely right. And let me, you're absolutely right. Although, I think, wow. First of all, the reason I was mentioning the fact that at some point in the next Pope's life, he didn't know how to tie his shoes and he was like a little boy like everybody else, is to show that there's somehow some special holiness came into him, and I don't know how it happened. And that was what it all was about, is I don't understand how this happens, because as far as we know, he was born like everybody else and then suddenly becomes the Pope. What happened to get him there? And that's all it was. I don't know. I have no knowledge of it. So I wasn't trying to be offensive. Okay, but again, I wasn't trying to be offensive or insulting. I was just saying the fact of the matter is those are things. Yeah, that's all. And again, I think
also.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please understand this.
Yeah.
This Pope is going to play a big part in all our lives. Like the Pope Francis, who was always meddling in politics and all that.
Well, you're being critical now. Now, wait a minute, Joan. You're not being critical of your own Pope there, ma'am. I mean, now, see what I mean?
But we need. I know exactly what he did. But Pope John Paul II.
Yeah.
Was not. He didn't worry about collecting countries to believe what he did. His main purpose was to bring faiths together, so it would be an understanding of each other.
Right, I understand. Okay, well, again, I listen. If I offended you by the comments I was trying to explain, I definitely apologize. I would never. I mean, believe me, Catholic women have been a very important part of my life. so, and again, I think you would admit that we are pretty much pro Christianity at this radio station and anti stuff. So again. Nobody wants to make fun of what's going on in here, but again, like you said yourself, this is a real interesting topic and provocative, and frankly, I think it's pretty exciting, and I can't wait to see what they do. And I hope for the white smoke soon, and we'll see. I'm glad you called. Thank you so much. And if I do something bad again, please let me know, because it wouldn't be the first time, as we know. Thank you, Miss Joan. I appreciate your call. 355, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
I'm so glad that this time it's you being called on the carpet for saying something inappropriate.
Well, I said it and I did it, and so. But again, I do that all the time. Remember, if you grow up, I use that example, by the way, for everything. If you grow up to be president of the United States, at some point you didn't know how to tie your shoes. So, just humble yourself, and, you know what I mean? It's not, unless there's some bolt of lightning, it isn't as though there's some magical thing that we're, supposed to think he came out of some golden cradle that was found in a cave or something,
All right, we got Marty on the horn. He would like to chime in on this subject.
Marty, let me have it, Marty. What do you got, buddy? I'm guilty. I tell you, I'm guilty. Let me have it.
Man, I just want to know, do you have any ass left after that?
I have no ass. I have no ass at all. I'm suffering from no ass at all.
No ass. Right. I was taken back for a second, but I'm Catholic. I was taken back for a second, but I thought it was fun. But man, he gave you a what for? What for?
Well, I didn't mean to be I was, I'm an idiot. I'm me. I'm the Kimmer. This isn't going to last long. Okay, how many more popes am I going to be able to insult before I die? Okay, so
I got the under.
Thanks, Marty.
The over is one.
It's one. Oh, God. I can't help it. You know what? Flounder, you got a funny... Here's one now. Flounder's funny.
We're on a couples diet. We're doing a diet together. We're on the portion control diet. That's the one we're on. If you don't know what the portion control diet is, that's where whatever you want, you just eat a lot less of it. You just eat this much instead of this much, just this much. If you've never been on the portion control diet, the most important part is once you're done with your really small meal, for the next half hour afterwards, out loud, you say how that was the perfect amount of food. It's key to the day. It doesn't work if you don't do that. You just walk around going, that was the perfect amount of food. That was the excellent amount. I'm not weighed down by too much sustenance or joy. This is the exact level I should be at. That's what you say on the outside. On the inside, you're like, that was just enough to piss me off, is what that was. That was just enough to get all my salivary glands going, and then it ended. But that's why it's important to do a couples diet with two of you, because eventually one of you is going to crack. One of you, usually around day 3, day 4, one of you is going to just be like, I'm going to jam a Hershey bar up my ass, I think. And that's when the other person comes in and goes, no, baby, don't do it. Just split it with me. Just split it with me.
Who's that, Flounder?
Zoltan Kazas.
Oltan Kazas. Zoltan. I've heard that name before.
I've played him a few times.
Yeah. You know what? I got to, these fancy restaurants, whenever somebody comes out, the list of the 5-star restaurants or whatever they are, and they show some of their menu items, and there's a little teeny piece of what looked like meat, a little teeny piece of some lighter colored food item and a couple of flowers or something, a little tiny little piece of sauce on a plate, and it's all about 3 inches square, and that's $700 for a handmade by the guy who was brought in from Indonesia for the night. I mean it's I would rather have a bucket of chicken and dumplings with my mother's great dumplings, homemade dumplings, and that wonderful gravy, chicken gravy. Oh, Lordy. Anyway.
Ma, the meatloaf.
Meatloaf. I haven't made a meatloaf in a while. I may make another meatloaf maybe this weekend. Anyway, 3:59, almost coming up on 4 o'clock.
Hey, Ma, we get some meatloaf.
Coming up, Tom Tillis. What's going on with this guy in North Carolina, Republican, my butt? He voted for Merrick Garland. And now he's not going to vote for the guy to clean up Washington? Give me a break. Also, President Slimebag, President Cadaver is on the BBC talking crap. That's coming up. 4 o'clock, Kimmer Pete and Flounder.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. No Pope today. I'm Lisa Brady. No Cardinal got enough support in the first vote of the conclave.
As darkness fell over the Vatican City, black smoke started to rise from the Sistine Chapel's chimney. That told the world the conclave of cardinals had voted, but hadn't managed to agree on a pope. A candidate needs 2/3 of the 133 electors to vote for them in order to win. We don't even know who did get votes or how many. Such is the secrecy of the conclave. Thousands streaming home from St. Peter's Square after a 3+ hour vigil. They'll be back tomorrow.
Fox's Jonathan Savage in Rome. Beginning tomorrow, the conclave can vote up to 4 times per day. 3 former Memphis police officers charged in the beating death of Tyree Nichols after a traffic stop have just been acquitted of all state counts, including second-degree murder. The verdict coming on the jury's second day of deliberations. 2 other now former officers have agreed to plead guilty to state charges, and 1 testified at the state trial of the others. But all 5 face time in prison, including those acquitted today after being convicted on federal charges last year. The Fed says risks to inflation and employment have both risen as new policies, including tariffs, are implemented. And there are no rush for rate cuts.
I don't think we can say, which way this will shake out. I think there's a great deal of uncertainty about, for example, where tariff policies are going to settle out, and also when they do settle out, what will be the implications for the economy, for growth, and for employment. I think it's too early to know that.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell says they'll be patient and watch the data, leaving a key interest rate unchanged today. The president has publicly pushed for a rate cut. The White House economic advisor says they don't believe inflation is coming back. The Dow up 284 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Let me ask you something. If the grocery store shelves went empty tomorrow, would your family be ready? I trust My Patriot Supply with my family's food security, and here's why. They have helped millions of Americans prepare for the worst, and they have over 70,000 5-star reviews. I personally keep their 3-month emergency food kit on hand, and right now you can get it for $200 off. That's a huge discount. And believe me, My Patriot Supply almost never offers deals like this. The food kit gives you 2,000 calories a day per person for 3 months. The food tastes great, lasts up to 25 years, ships free, and has delivery in little as 2 days. So take advantage of this deal right now at MyPatriotSupply.com. Look, we can't control what's going on in the world, but we can control how prepared we are. This $200 off discount is only a limited time, so don't wait. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. MyPatriotSupply.com. Get peace of mind while it's still available. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Here we go. 403. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Madonna. Boom, bum, bum. 2004, a planning inquiry hearing Madonna's appeal to ban Ramblers from parts of her $10 million country estate. The inquiry heard details of the land's makeup, banning ramblers from her country estate. The pop star Madonna claimed 100 acres of land at the 1,200-acre Ashcombe House estate had been inaccurately classified as open country. Madonna was appealing against that classification in the hearing on this day in 2004. Under the act, people would have the right to access any land registered on the final map as open country, mountain, moor, heath, or down, which means they could go play there. Be like having a public beach in California that the rich people don't like. Again, I only have 4 birthdays on the birthday list today. Others I'd never heard of, and probably you had neither. So, but I will. And one is kind of a double whammy here, Pete. I'm stealing kind of a sports guy here. Actor and sports professional boxer Randall Tex Cobb, 75 years old today. Former boxer beating he took in his title fight against champ Larry Holmes disgusted Howard Cosell so much that Cosell never called a boxing match again. Tex Cobb went on to be in an acting career. He starred as Leonard Smalls in Raising Arizona, dog owner in Ace Ventura, pet detective, and Ernest's cellmate in Ernest Goes to Jail. Well, that's an acting career. Tex Cobb's 75 years old. And on this day in history, Ottawa Chief Pontiac's rebellion against the British begins. The Confederacy of Native Warriors under Ottawa Chief Pontiac attacked the British force at Detroit. Pontiac's forces were made up of Ottawas and reinforced by Wyandots, Ojibabwas, and Potawatomis, initiated the siege. The French-Indian War came to an end in the early 1760s. In 62, Pontiac enlisted support from every tribe from Lake Superior to Lower Mississippi to expel the British from the French lands. They would seize the fort, wipe out the undefended settlements. He had a war council near the banks of the River Detroit. They decided they'd go to the British fort under the pretense of negotiating a peace treaty, lied about it, given an opportunity to seize the fort and the arsenal from inside. A British general heard about it, said they were ready when Pontiac arrived. He was forced to begin a siege, and his allies at the Fort Pitt and other sympathetic tribes such as the Delaware and the Shawnees and the Seneca moved against British forts throughout Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, the whole deal. Let's see. Pontiac's camp was suffered heavy losses and were repelled in the Battle of Bloody Run. Anyway, in the spring of 64, British Army sent out Delaware Shawnees. Again, I won't get the rest of it. In 1769, Pontiac was finally murdered by a tribesman visiting Illinois. It led to bitter warfare among the tribes. The Peoria's tribe was basically wiped out. Anyway, if you've never read like that book, Mayflower, that Pete gave me years ago, it goes into so much about the detail of early American settlers and the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Indian tribes and the way all that interacted in the early settlers' life. Really just fascinating. I was never interested in early American history until really that, as an old
and they
man.
don't teach it.
No,
they don't
teach
teach any of that stuff, of how hard it was for the pilgrims when they landed.
I guarantee you, a skilled teacher, just someone with basic common knowledge and any kind of curiosity or sense of adventure and fantasy could tell stories about the early frontier settlers and the Indians and the tribes and what it meant and the relationships with the pilgrim. I mean, you would fascinate a class of children. Fascinate them. Again,
but they're taught to hate America, to hate our history, to hate everything about it, even the stuff about the Indians.
I know. Again, with all the money and the state of and the situation of the Department of Education and the things we could do, honestly, the whole system of education could be overturned and it could be done. I don't see how hard it could be. If we
Democrats
just did it.
took it over. That's the hard thing. Democrats are 90% of the teachers. It's 90% of the people in the Department of Education and the teachers' unions. We allowed the Democrats to take it over.
Yeah. And, the thing is being it used to be the cliche or the generalization, I would think, back then would be it used to be young girls. And what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a nurse or a teacher. And either one was because they want to, help other people or, do some, it all came from as a good reason. I mean, it wasn't like, I want to grow up to be a gambler or, or a hooker. And mostly they wanted to help people and do things with children, stuff like that, which is all great. But something, then all of a sudden culture took over, and for the last 50 years, oh my goodness. Anyway, I just a thought. I don't know why we don't. With our education system, could be overhauled. And again, even what's the name of that computer course again? We talked about a couple of years ago.
Khan Academy.
Khan Academy. I mean, what an incredible idea. And every school could have a whole room, like 7 or 8 or 9 kids total, and they would have somebody there in the computer, and they would all learn everything. I don't know.
The teachers' unions would fight that tooth and nail.
I know. Let's see. And Tom Till, let's talk about, we haven't talked much about this guy, and I really don't, I don't understand anything about this other than something sneaky's going on, and we don't know the whole story. Senator Tom Tillis is a so-called Republican from North Carolina, which is a red state. And he has now made it very clear that he is not going to vote for a gentleman named Ed Martin to become the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia U.S. Attorney is the guy who's going to clean out house. He's going to get rid of the swamp people. He's going to go after those who lied and sneaked and violated the constitutional rights of other people during the January 6th thing, the judges who are corrupt, and he's going after these people. That's his vow. That's Donald Trump's vow with a guy named Ed Martin to be the U.S. Attorney in District of Columbia. But Tom Tillis, hey, baby. All right, doll, you and me, darling. Leave your stuff. I'll get everything we need later. I'm sorry. When she goes by, she waved to me. I'm sorry. Okay. That's all I got. I tell you. I'm sorry.
Don't make me take this belt off.
Judge, he said he was cracking up. He warned you. Anyway, so Tom Tillis is on the Senate Judiciary Committee, which oversees the confirmation process of Ed Martin to pick to be U.S. Attorney for D.C. He was the interim U.S. Attorney since the inauguration. He's got to be confirmed by May 20th. If he's not, then that slimy Obama judge, Judge James Bowes, pudding for brains, the center of the legal efforts blocking Donald Trump from deporting gangbangers. This guy Boasberg has now been in 2 different cases against Donald Trump, doing everything he can to make sure that America gets back its gangbangers. And apparently, if this guy Ed Martin is, or if nobody is confirmed by May 20th, then this slimy judge with a pus for brains is going to be able to pick his own U.S. attorney. Now, when people ask Tillis's office, he's against it because this guy Martin, as interim attorney, started yanking the privileges and going after the lawyers who were responsible for some of the corruption behind the prosecutions of the January 6th defendants. Again, let's remember, Tom Tillis, the Republican congressman, senator, is the guy who voted for Merrick Garland. And now, all of a sudden, he's saying, well, because Ed Martin was going after those lawyers and those people who tried to give a break. Ed Martin was a defense attorney for some of those defendants, actually, as it turned out, for the January 6th thing. Ed Martin believes, as most of us do, that, people like those grandmothers who went in the Capitol property and therefore got arrested were mistreated. Now, anybody who hit a cop obviously has to go to jail. No, I mean, if there's no sense debating that part. We're talking about people like the guy with the freaking buffalo head who did nothing but walk in with the escort of his police department. They told him where to go. They showed him where to go. They opened doors for him, and yet they put him in solitary confinement for God knows how long. Charged him with a felony, insurrection, all that kind of crap. I don't see that Tom Tillis ever thought a problem was that. And now he says, well, we can't have a guy who tried to defend those January 6th defendants. They should all go to prison. He's being a little hard-ass about it. Well, he wasn't very hard-ass about justice in America when he voted for Merrick Garland. No. What a phony. I mean, what a stinking phony. And then when they asked his office about it, he said, well, for that matter, you can bypass that if the Attorney General Pam Bondi can pick an acting replacement and bypass the federal judges. But I don't know the legality of that. I don't know how long that would have to stick before they actually have a hearing. At some point, he's going to have a hearing. At some point, this has got to be official. So what the hell's going on? How is it possible that today's Republican Party still has a guy like this?
Because that's what they are. First of all, if you look at this guy, have you seen a photo of him? He is Hollywood's central casting of every corrupt politician you ever saw in any movie. This guy's got a sideways smile that looks like he's got a bad land deal going on somewhere. I mean, he's down to his bone, an awful human being. He hates Donald Trump. He's been fighting him right and left. He's got a hard-on for January 6th. He loves throwing people into solitary confinement and not be able to see their family or their lawyers or the media for months and months and months. That's perfectly okay, even though they were escorted in, as you said.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's a rhino. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he doesn't care about the people of North Carolina, his constituents. He doesn't care about the vote. He doesn't care about anything but being friendly with MSNBC and the New York Times and Washington Post and keep going invited to all the right parties. Yeah. He likes being popular as the contrarian Republican, and he's one of the basic problems with the GOP, that they don't clean house and they don't crack down on some bitches like this guy.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't remember him being all upset about no justice for the people who got away without doing any crime under George Floyd protests, Black Lives Matter protests, Antifa protests. Remember, for 2 or 3 freaking years in this country, they were burning everything, and I don't see him saying, boy, we need justice, put those people in jail, but he sure wants to have a grandmother who walked on the property of the Capitol to spend time in solitary confinement. What a freaking phony, something's bad. He must have been, she's done something that he's afraid of getting caught by turning in somebody. So I bet Ed Martin's got something on him. I mean, this is just wrong. Get with the program, buddy. We won. The people have spoken. We need to clean house.
They always screw it up.
Freaking coward, chicken, liar. 414, how you doing? Happy hump day. Humping along here with Caribbean and Flounder until 6 o'clock. We love the Pope. We love the new Pope. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful religious fellow. We're going to support him and cherish him. We hope we get white smoke tomorrow.
Get off the lawn.
East, west, and north and south.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, this will be my semi-annual lesson in problem solving. And the lesson is pretty easy. If you want to solve a problem, what is the most important thing for you to do to get underway? It is to identify the problem. If you haven't identified the problem, how in the world are you going to solve it? Now, a big problem facing America, race relations. Clearly, they need to be improved. We're all in this together. So let's identify the problem with race in this country. Pretty much 3 choices. It's either prejudice or bigotry or racism. Do you know the difference between those 3 problems? Prejudice. Where does that come from? You prejudge a situation. You look at the facts, you look at the actions of people, maybe somebody's wearing a hoodie and carrying a gun, and you make a judgment, preliminary judgment. That guy is up to no good. That's not based on race. It's based upon observable facts. Somebody has their face covered, they're carrying a gun. What about bigotry? A bigot, pretty simply, is somebody that is completely intolerant of members of another religion, another culture, another race. It's a strong, unreasonable prejudice or opinion. Now, racism. Very simply defined, but it's not popular in today's society because it excludes so many things that people want to say are racism. Racism is simple. It is the belief in the inherent biological superiority or inferiority of one race of people versus another. And it's not very common at all. There are racial prejudices. There is racial bigotry, but it's not based upon a feeling of inherent genetic superiority. Learn the definitions. Then we might be able to solve the issues. And let's not forget culturalism. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Storms, heat, humidity, your home takes a beating down south. Southern Exteriors was built for this. Now they're offering 10% off any job or 12 months, 0% financing. Hey, it's Tug. I know the team at Southern Exteriors personally. They do things the right way. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, anything to the exterior of your home, they do it all. Call Southern Exteriors today or visit them on the web. It's 8779 Southern and southernexteriors.co.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, AtlantaSmiles.com, the dentist with the doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums, and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggy. She's a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy at AtlantaSmiles.com.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
The Georgia Tech men's basketball team is poised to continue making history at the Thriller Dome next season, and you don't want to miss a minute of the action. Relive amazing moments like when Damon Stoudemire and the Yellow Jackets took down number 21 Louisville at home last year by securing your seat today. Season tickets for the 2025-26 Georgia Tech men's basketball season are now on sale. Save your seat for all the on-court action at RamblinWreck.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
Siege by the Vietnamese communists for 57 days signaled the end of French colonial influence in Indochina and prepared the way for the division of Vietnam along the 17th parallel at the Conference of Geneva. Ho Chi Minh proclaimed independent Democratic Republic of Vietnam right after World War II. The French said, oh, no, that's our territory there, mister. So they fought about it. 49, the Viet Minh fought the guerrilla war against the French. France received military aid from America. In 53, the French had a small outpost in near Laos. The Vietnamese cut off the roads to the fort. Front supplies went on and on. 40,000 communist troops and heavy artillery against Dien Bien Phu. The French troops, without massive air support, couldn't hold much of it, and the United States stepped up to fill the vacuum with military aid to South Vietnam. Eventually, after 57 days of siege, and the U.S. military advisors went to Vietnam, and the first time in 1959. Anyway, Dien Bien Phu was the fall of the French influence in Indochina. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 423. Oh, we're going to do some sound bites here, Flounder, like radio mystery theater. I really kind of love this stuff. I love social media, and every day, pretty much every day, Flounder will send me stuff, send us stuff, something he's found on social media somewhere. God knows where it came from. It's just there. And it's really good stuff. And sometimes it's hard to find out where it came from. And I don't know whether it's AI just kind of feeds this stuff into the, ionosphere or something. It's amazing. But this is really cool. Here's an example of something that popped up out of God knows where. Flounder grabbed it. Here's President Trump being interviewed by some very nice woman and giving people some great advice to the audience. Flounder, Donald Trump, if you would, here, sir.
Just some advice, because you come under fire a lot. Our moms are standing for things that often the media attacks them on. We'd love to get some advice from you about running for office.
Yeah, so I would say don't do it.
No, run for office. We want you to run for office.
I do say this, though. It is nastier to run as a Republican than it is. Now, I'm the ultimate, they suffer from a thing called TDS. Do you know what that is? TDS, it's a horrible, horrible terminal disease. It destroys the mind. It destroys the mind before the body, but the body eventually goes. TDS is Trump derangement syndrome. They have it at levels. They can't even stand their life. They can't stand anything. And, part of the reason is I won an election which everybody said couldn't be won.
Doink, and then there we go. Anyway, it popped out of nowhere, and it's once again, it shows Donald. I love these things. It shows Donald Trump, who has a great sense of timing and comedy. They say really that he has really a terrific sense of humor, and things like that are showing up. Yes, sir.
We got breaking news. We got a new pope.
Are you what?
Fox News calls papacy for Joe Biden.
All right, now Joan. Okay, Joan. People's only. Okay, I know you're listening after going home after work. Now, Joni, we don't want everything's fine. It was on the news. See, it was Biden and papacy. Okay. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. It's not real. Everybody's happy. We're all going right along here. Okay.
All right, I got some new good audio.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I think it's from today. Kash Patel was at a hearing.
Oh, yeah. They're talking about getting
the January 6th. Oh. No, this is something different about the FBI and the January 6th.
Excellent.
And one of the lead impeachment ladies who tried to impeach Trump, Rep. Madeline Dean from Pennsylvania, is questioning him, and he just rips her a new one. So it's about a minute and 40 seconds, but it's worth hearing.
Excellent.
During your Senate confirmation hearings, you repeatedly denied having any involvement as a private citizen in the firing of FBI officials who engaged in the prosecution against January 6 insurrectionists. The violent rioters who beat and killed Capitol police officers.
Liar.
And whom you referred to as political prisoners. Since then, multiple whistleblowers have come forward, and we know that you likely committed perjury. At the same hearing, you claimed you were not familiar with Stu Peters, an anti-Semitic Holocaust denier, despite the fact that you appeared on Mr. Peters' podcast 8 separate times. 8 times. And you claimed not to recall. Mr. Patel, my second question is, should we worry more about your memory or your veracity?
We should worry more about your lack of candor. You're accusing me of committing perjury. Tell the American people how I broke the law and committed a felony. Have the audacity to actually put the facts forward instead of lying for political banter so you can have a 20-second donation hit.
The answer is both.
I mean, my God, this is what they do. This is what they do. I mean, it's disgusting.
Sorry, I skipped the last part. This is one of the better parts.
Okay.
I believe that
the answer is you're failing, not me.
I reclaim my time.
Agree. Yeah, I got to reclaim my time. Whenever you argue with me, I got to reclaim my time. Oh, shut up. I mean, what just nasty, snotty? Oh, my God.
I love how he's not supposed to interrupt her, but once she shuts up and he starts to answer the question, she won't shut up.
Well, she doesn't like his answer, so she shouldn't have to listen to it. I mean, seriously, that's who they think they are. Oh, that's not a right answer. I don't accept your answer, and so I'm just not going to leave. I mean, it's amazing. Well, and here's one of the reasons why DEI. Here's another thing Flounder just found today, too. This is an incredible, interesting conversation, especially because I saw the video of it, and the woman who's going to be talking about the real meaning of DEI in a nutshell is a black woman with a British accent, and she's a senior fellow with the diplomatic project, international affairs at Harvard Kennedy School, Council on Foreign Relations, being interviewed by a girl who was a writer, activist, and former politician, talking about DEI. And it was particularly interesting to me because the woman is going to explain what it means to her, especially concerning Donald Trump, is black and a female with a British-type accent. I don't know whether she's from, Bermuda or Jamaica. I don't know anywhere. Anyway, Flounder, here's the meaning of DEI from two women who put it pretty much in a nutshell.
What do you make of what Trump has said about diversity, equity, and inclusion policies? He's basically suggested that they should be scrapped.
They should be scrapped, yeah. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are three wonderful sounding words that are, in fact, a scheme to do the exact opposite. It's to divide, and it's to create inequality. It's to revive racism, but this time against white people. It's all based on this idea that there's an oppressor and oppressed. It's what I call neo-communism, because the communism before 1989 was centered around class and economic inequality. But this DEI scheme is based on race and identity politics. And these things are terrible, and we've seen the outcome of that. So for the Trump administration to go out and say, let's get rid of this, I'm very much in favor of that.
And again, examples of DEI. How about Carmela's side piece? Vice President of the United States wanted to be your president and damn near was, but for like 20,000 votes in a couple of states. How about DEI? Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Bippity Boppity Boo, who doesn't know what a woman is. You think she was picked for any other reason than she's black and a girl? Oh, man. Anyway, 4:30, come here, Pete Flounder. By the way, President Cadaver has now come out of nowhere, and we'll talk about his interview with the BBC. Also, Smokey Robinson is being accused of sex crimes. The man is 85 years old, and they're talking about sex crimes within the last couple of years, like last year.
Tears of a clown.
Holy smokeroonies. And by the way, why you should kiss a girl for 6 seconds and see what happens. It'll make you better. Coming up, Kara Payton Flounder, 4:30. No, that's true. If I can only find a girl that
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
This misty, rainy weather, a great opportunity to remind you, great time to plant stuff if you're a landscaper. Stovall & Company, the family business, wholesale landscaper supply. They got the trees and shrubs and boulders and rocks and stones and patio stuff and irrigation systems. And again, when a guy came in looking for something special, Paul Stovall said, well, I know what you want, but I don't have it, but someone else does, and sent him to a competitor because that's what the guy wanted, and it was the right thing to do. What a family, what a company. Online, StovallInc.com.
Want the truth about shopping for new floors? Big box stores might have flooring departments, but Empire Today has flooring experts. There's a huge difference. At a big box store, you might be getting help from someone who's in flooring today, but was stocking toilets yesterday. With Empire, you'll work with a dedicated flooring expert. We bring the store to your home, help find the right floors for your lifestyle, and answer questions. All while you view hundreds of samples with your own furniture, decor, and lighting. You'll get an all-inclusive price estimate and can schedule installation as soon as the next day for in-stock styles. That's Empire's Home Floor Advantage, working with experts who specialize in one thing, flooring. For a limited time, use code RADIO to get $500 off your contract of $3,500 or more when you call or visit EmpireToday.com. That's $500 off with code RADIO. You know the number.
800-588-2300
Today. Offer may not be applied to sales or combined with other coupons, discounts, or savings. Terms apply.
Flounder here to remind you that Mother's Day is Sunday, May 11th. Make sure Mom knows how much you appreciate her with a sparkling gift from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. And they're also giving you something you and the whole family can enjoy as well. Solomon Brothers is giving you a free Big Green Egg grill with qualifying purchase courtesy of Fix-It Ace Hardware. Shop our selection of diamond tennis bracelets, diamond stud earrings, classic pearl style, or vibrant gemstone jewelry. Solomon Brothers' large selection means you'll be sure to find something on her wish list. She deserves the best, and why not get something for yourself while you're at it? When other companies are raising prices, Solomon Brothers is giving you more, including a free Big Green Egg from our friends at Fix-It Ace Hardware in Roswell, Peachtree Battles, and Chastain. For details on how to claim your free grill, visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers in Buckhead or Alpharetta. Online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers is the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small, honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Hagen.
And this is Matt Hagen.
Hey, look, accidents happen, and that's when Hagen happens. And now, Hagen happens twice, because there's two of us.
We're here for you on what is probably your worst day, so that all the days ahead can be comfortable and taken care of properly.
We treat your personal injury case personally. You're not just a number to us. You're a human being, and we're going to treat you with the respect that you deserve.
Let us here at Hagen Law be your advocates. You can find everything you need to know at Hagen-Law.com.
Hagen-Law.com.
Your support of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation makes a lasting difference in real lives, like the lives of the Ernst family. When U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer Michael Thomas Ernst was killed in a training accident, Tunnel to Towers provided a mortgage-free home to his loving family. His wife, Megan, is grateful to not only Tunnel to Towers, but you for lifting that financial burden off of her shoulders. She said their home is now a safe space for her and her children. It's a place where they remember and feel the love of their fallen hero. Since Tunnel to Towers was founded in the aftermath of 9/11, the Ernst family is just one of the many people that people like you have helped. But there's so much more to do. Many are still in need. We cannot forget America's heroes that have given so much, and together we can say thank you in a lasting and meaningful way. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Wake up with the Morning Extra on XTRA 106.3.
I don't know whether or not the Democrats can come up with a unified message.
There's no ideas. They're just resist, resist, resist. It doesn't matter if it's good for you or not. They're resisting it.
Yeah, here we go. Stevie Wonder. 1983, Stevie made his only appearance on Saturday Night Live. He was the host and the musical guest. As part of his acting, Stevie Wonder on this day in 1983 played a Stevie Wonder impersonator in a skit with Eddie Murphy, and he also starred in a camera commercial spoof. And the tagline was, "So simple, even Stevie Wonder can use it." So there you go. Well, that was nice, 1983. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. 4:37 on the old clock. And on this day in history, this was a bizarre story. And again, I had such a crush on this woman. Oh, man, she was like the perfect... Well, anyway. Actress Natalie Wood, on this day in 1980, stars in the TV movie The Memory of Eva Riker. Natalie Wood's character, Eva Riker, drowns. Natalie Wood drowns the next year. Natalie Wood had a fear of water since almost drowning as a child while she was filming the movie called The Green Promise in 1949. And she was afraid of drowning. And, of course, the guy with the cowboy guy, I think, killed her on the boat. Didn't they have a fight with Robert, what's his name? Who's her lover, Robert?
I'm not mentioning any names since you just said you think they killed her. So.
Well, no. There was apparently there had been a fight or an argument or something, and what was her husband? Robert's I can't remember his name. You know the actor guy.
Her husband was Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner, yeah. And there might have been who knows, but they were drunk and she fell over and couldn't get out of the boat and she died. She drowned. It was horrible. I just thought this was the most. She was just to me beautiful. Just stunning. Couldn't act worth a crap. Inside Daisy Clover, please, with Robert Redford, I think it was. Oh, man. Anyway, that's a story. Let's see. 4:39, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Nice to have you, boys. So, hump day, Wednesday. Braves are still in town and doing good. And so here we go. And we'll have Holy Crap at Sports coming. We still have Pete's tweets coming up at some point later, maybe in the next little bit here, whenever we feel like it. And a lot of newsies. Black smoke today. I was watching 302. In fact, it was funny because the Fox News girl was doing the news, and she was saying, well, there's no word yet on whether or not they're voting for the so-and-so. And I'm looking at the TV, and there's black smoke pouring out of the pipe at the Vatican. So that's how quick it came during the 3 o'clock news. Black smoke, which means no Pope election. And they could I think the rule was, I heard somewhere, that they can only vote once today. And then I don't think there's a time limit on it after that. But anyway, black smoke today, so no Pope yet. And we'll talk again later on about all the gambling, the bets you can make on again. How could a gambling house not win a fortune? How could people think they have the inside track and gamble on what name he's going to pick? I mean, first of all, how do you even know what the who Pope is going to be? And then how could you possibly divine in your own head what name the unnamed Pope might pick to be called? Well, he's Pope. I mean, how could you win that bet?
Without giving away any of the plot of the movie Conclave, at one point they closed they put metal sheets over the window because they said people could use lasers against the glass and pick up the vibrations of what they were saying.
Oh, my God. I mean, I tell you, they sweep the place for bugs and mics and everything. Everything is shut down. They are in there, and that's the ball game. Anyway, so we'll keep you posted. And again, 6 hours ahead of us, so it's 4:40 here and 10:40 there. So just for the record.
Well, some ways they're 6 hours ahead, in other ways they're 600 years behind.
Now, Joan, we're just not making a thing on the Catholic Church, okay? Now,
I was just saying, It's the old world,
right? It's the old world. That's almost. We're just doing a little radio thing here. Everything's going to be fine, and we're all happy. And I think we're going to. We're not Catholic. I'm not Catholic, but again, with the thing here. So we are ordained minister. And,
I grew up. I'm Catholic.
Well, there you are.
I mean, so Catholics aren't perfect.
Yeah. Well, who is?
Who
really,
is?
shall we? Anyway, speaking of people who are slime bags, how about Joe Biden? This guy is now, and by the way, I'm reading the transcript of it, and he actually almost sounds human. But President Cadaver has now talked to the BBC. And by the way, I hope he lives long enough to stand trial or to be humiliated, if nothing else, if he isn't charged with his crimes. And whatever happened to all those offshore banking accounts that were flagged by federal and international investigators? I mean, Scotland Yard's got stuff on this guy. The whole freaking family. Why do you think he pardoned his whole family? Let's not forget all this, what he did. Not only what he did as president or let happen while he didn't know what he was doing as president for 4 years, but how he took care of the crime family for going back, 12, 15 years that he pardoned Hunter stuff that he hadn't done? Gee, why do you think that was? I mean, what a slimy, just dirty, rotten, filthy whole freaking family. And that wife of his is to blame for it all. She's the cuckold queen. She's to blame for it, that wife of his. Anyway, so he comes out, he's talking to the BBC. This is Rich. He said, well, I didn't, we left at a time when he got kicked out of office, 106 days to go. We left at a time when we had a good candidate, President Washer daughter said in the first interview since he got kicked out. The side piece, she was fully funded, and what happened was what we had set out to do, no one thought we could do. We had become so successful in our agenda, it was hard to say, I'm going to stop now. President Slimebag Biden also insisted he fully intended to serve a single term as a transitional figure after he beat Donald Trump. He said, I meant what I said when I started, that I'm preparing to hand this to the next generation, but things moved so quickly and it made it difficult to walk away. What are you talking about? Your wife made you stay in this. She didn't want to lose being Ole Miss president. What a lousy, dirty, slimy, freaking whole bunch of
already got another job?
Yeah, she's
already abandoned him.
Yeah, she's now helping women make better people of themselves or something, Good, he good grief. I mean, and he claimed Donald Trump is ruining everything. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to walk away from the Ukraine-Russian war business. He says we've given him everything. He said about Ukraine, his assistance to Ukraine, he actually admitted, he said, we gave them everything they needed to provide for their independence. And we were prepared to respond more aggressively if Putin moved again. They just kept giving the money. Well, again, we were paying in Ukraine. Biden sent money. We were paying for their teachers, for their retired police officers and civil servants. We were paying for their administration of the towns and cities in Ukraine. We paid more money to them than they have in their entire budget for their military purposes. We gave it. I mean, and where'd it go? They don't know where it went. I mean, just the corruption. I mean, you just can't keep doing this. All right. Oh, one more quick thing. We got a break coming up here, but this really amazed me. I don't know anything how much of this is true or not, but Smokey Robinson is in possible trouble. There's a civil lawsuit going on right now charging Smokey Robinson, and mentioning his wife too, with, let's see, the lawsuit claims a bunch of lurid claims against him and his wife: sexual assault, rape, wage theft, bullying by 4 Hispanic housekeepers. The attacks took place between 2007 and last year at Smokey Robinson's 2 Los Angeles homes and a third place he owns in Las Vegas. Last year, accused of raping these women, Smokey Robinson is 85. They said they were abused and raped. He summoned to force him into his bedroom, where they found him naked, wearing a towel, ordered them to do it. His wife knew all about it, and she was well aware of his settlements he paid to other women who made accusations against him, too, in the past. One girl said she was driven to a nail salon. The wife was driven to a nail salon so Robinson could be home alone with his accusers. The wife was a bully who'd scream at the women in a hostile manner, and Smokey Robinson apparently threatened the girls he was raping, if you don't behave and do what I want to do, I'll set my wife on you. Oh, my God. Holy smokes. He would rape this one girl 23 times at least over the years without using any, it's a bareback on there with a simple rodeo thing. And then I can't even tell you what she says he did to her, but it was, porn stuff. And including last year. The man is 85. Oh, jeez. I have no idea if any of this is legit or not. But coming up, we're talking about kissing a girl the real good way and what it means and how it can be beneficial for 6 seconds, baby, and so much more. And Jessica Alba on the golf course, not a bad swing. She could definitely improve, but she's got some athletic ability.
She swung the club. I didn't know.
The video, absolutely. Check it out. Coming up, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 446. How you doing?
Let's be here to enjoy the Left's Meltdown together. XTRA 106.3 is dialed into all the latest breaking news and headlines, so you don't have to suffer through the left-wing spin. Get it right from Atlanta's only conservative voice. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
compact outside, the all-electric EQB 250 Plus SUV is big on space, style, and smart ideas. With available seating for 7, a digital voice assistant, and MB navigation with electric intelligence, the EQB is born from a forward-thinking family and built for yours. Get an exceptional offer on the all-electric 2025 EQB 250 Plus SUV for just $389 per month for 36 months with $49.83 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the Mercedes-Benz Dream Days sales event. Visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through May 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
So, the doc says I have ED. ED. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just an abbreviation for a condition so many men have. If I was to be honest, I probably also have a little OCD. I know I have a great HMO. Heck, I even have 3 weeks of PTO. Look, don't let a few letters get you down. If you have ED, there's HELP. Go see Dr. Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He's an ED specialist that will turn your life around PDQ. ED happens to a lot of men as we age. And just FYI, Dr. Deal can give you back the confidence you need to perform on the JOB. So, ready to take the first step? Quit yelling WTF at your little BFF and visit tbtofga.com. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can fix your ED ASAP. And before you know it, you'll be screaming OMG.
I'm getting in the game. The world won't be the same. I'm good to go.
Call 404-777-1911 or visit tbtofga.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com. Ba-bum. Da-da-da-da. It's the Eagles. I've forgotten. Have they sold more records than anybody else in the history of the world? Even more than the Beatles and Michael Jackson and everybody else, I think. If they haven't, they're real close to it. 1977, the Eagles went to number 1 in America with Hotel California, their 4th number 1, number 8 in Britain. The Eagles in 1977 won the Grammy for Record of the Year for Hotel California. And Record of the Year in the awards in 1978. The song's guitar solo, here we go. The song's guitar solo ranked number 8 on Guitar Magazine's Top 100 Guitar Solos of All Time and voted the best solo of all time by readers of Guitar Magazine. Wait a minute now, what guitar solo? Is there a guitar, is that coming up?
At the end of Hotel California is one of the most famous guitar solos of all time.
I have to apologize. I can't remember what it's like, so therefore, Flounder, I'm sorry to say this.
Skip ahead.
You're going to have to skip ahead and get to the end. Can you do
I
that?
can't do that with the software it's playing on, so
okay.
you're going to have to wait a minute.
Okay.
I'll just play it under, and when I hear it, I'll...
Okay. Sorry, again, I'm just, All right. In the meantime, we'll talk about something. Oh, well, in fact, we'll do another musical thing here. I'm beginning to remember what the riff was, but we'll still play it because now I've teased it. You need to know it. Speaking, I only have 4 birthdays I'm doing today, so I've been rationing them out. Our 4 o'clock, 4:52 hour birthday is Bill Kreutzmann, 79 years old, the drummer for the Grateful Dead. Bill Kreutzmann has played in every single one of the Grateful Dead's 2,300 shows. That's pretty good. That's claim to fame. Wow. Anyway, and on this day we'll keep. Oh, here we go. No, not quite. Thing. We're going to get to the guitar riff at the end of the Hotel California. On this day we're going to do our history thing now, so this will work. 1984, Vietnam veterans exposed to Agent Orange win a $180 million settlement from the herbicide Agent Orange makers Dow and Monsanto. The military forces sprayed 20 million gallons of it over Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, 1961 to 71. Operation Ranch Hand to destroy the forests that were covering for the Vietnamese bad guys. After the war, veterans and families complained problems. 1979, a class action lawsuit filed Agent Orange in a surprise settlement. 5 years later, the 7 large chemical companies agreed to pay $180 million. Right. President H.W. Bush signed into law the Agent Orange Act in 1991. Now they're claiming here that 400,000 Vietnamese people were either killed or permanently injured because of Agent Orange. Class action suit brought by the Vietnamese against chemical companies was a violation of international law, but that suit was rejected by the same judge who presided over the veterans lawsuit. So the Vietnamese...
Here it comes.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Number 8 in the world. That's that. That's number 8 on the Guitar Magazine Top 100. Best solo of all time by readers of the magazine. That was talent. I wish I could. I tried to play the guitar, and I just couldn't get my fingers to do it. Anyway, I think, Pete, you tried the same thing. It's either they do or they don't, and that's the gift.
I can play. It's glorious noise, but it's...
I could pick at it, but I couldn't really do what I wanted to accomplish, so that was all right. 4:55. Oh, before I forget, I heard this today on Glenn Beck. And in fact, I'm going to look it up on my phone thing. I'm just going to talk about this now. I heard this morning on Glenn Beck, and he was talking about... now I'm going to be able to find it. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, no, there it is. I found it. Today, Glenn Beck was talking about, he mentioned 2 things. He said, if you kiss a girl, someone you know, clearly you're in love with her, happy with her, whatever. But if you and your lover, wife, girlfriend, or whatever, if you kiss her for 6 seconds, it's called the Gottman kiss. And it promotes the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, enhancing trust, bonding, and intimacy. It reduces stress, lowers cortisone levels, while increasing oxytocin, greater emotional connection, and a sense of well-being. If you kiss a girl for 6 seconds, holding the kiss for 6 seconds, or a hug for 20 seconds. Not a quick arm around, quick pat the shoulder, and off you go. Hugging someone for 20 seconds. Which, if you count it out, would seem like an eternity unless you really meant it. Kissing her for 6 seconds, hugging for 20 seconds will promote the release of oxytocin, the love hormone. And he swears by it. And again, what's that?
Looking in a puppy's eyes does the same thing.
Well, I'll bet that's true, too.
For the dog and us.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Pets, in fact, I was almost going to have it printed out, and I thought, well, it's kind of a cliche thing, but now I read another story today. I popped up on my phone about how pets make you live longer and happier. We all know that's true. God knows what I do if I didn't go to the stable every weekend and play with other people's horses. I'd be taking a hostage, I guarantee you.
This doesn't work for black mamba pets, though, for some reason.
The snake handlers are not a different breed. 4:57. Hey, little Flounder's funny back there, Flounder. A little something here, but coming till 5 o'clock. Holy crap, it's sports coming up. We do Pete's
I live out in Los Angeles. There's a bunch of Scientologists out there. And the first time I heard the story of Scientology, I was like, that is the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. Yeah. Like, your guy's name is Ron. Ron. And he wasn't alive thousands of years ago, so you can hide a lot of it in the mystery. This guy was alive like 45, 50 years ago. He had a driver's license, social security number. There's like footage of him stubbing his toe. Motherfucker, right? I don't know what happened. He was working at Denny's. He got sick of it. He's like, I'll start a religion. Hey, everybody, there's a spaceship coming back. Everybody's getting sneakers. This is Tom Cruise. We're going to try to make you clear. All right? Now, look, I'm paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing.
To be fair to the Scientologists, I am paraphrasing. But that's essentially what they believe in. And I said that is the dumbest shit I ever heard, while simultaneously still kind of believing that a woman who never got had a baby that walked on water, died, and came back 3 days later.
Oh boy, Joni, it was just a thing. Joe, I swear,
Flounder.
That's not a
Flounder.
It was not intent. It was a thing. It was a comedian.
That was Bill Burr.
It was Bill Burr. He's kind of turned sour on us. Elvis, it's not our fault. We're trying to. We're trying to do the right thing here. Holy smokes! By the way, just for the record, very quickly. Relationship experts, we'll maybe talk about this later. The reason people have terrible first dates, the digital dating world, because curiosity is dead. If you look up your soon-to-be first date person on the internet and get everything about them, you know all about the stuff. It eliminates your curiosity, and it eliminates what happens when you ask them questions and see their reaction is in person rather than seeing something on a computer. Really?
I don't think I've ever had a bad first date.
Well, coming up, we'll talk about coming up 5 o'clock. Timber, Pete, and Flounder, Pete's first date, and Holy Crap at Sports, and Pete's tweets, and we got it all on 106.3. How's your hump day? We have a game? Is that what you said? We have a game. We have a game.
Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, XTRA 106.3.
Break for China. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says he's not easing tariffs ahead of an initial round of trade talks with China this weekend.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is meeting with China's top economic officials Saturday in Switzerland, but President Trump says he's not sure what may come out of the discussions.
We were losing $1 trillion a year. Now we're not losing anything, That's the way I look at it.
In the meantime, the president says he is not open to pulling back the 145% tariff rate on Chinese imports and says he's not considering a lot of tariff exemptions.
I want to make it nice and simple. I'm not looking to have so many exemptions that nobody knows what's doing. We have to make it very simple.
Additional tariffs on pharmaceuticals are expected this month.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says it's too soon to know how tariffs and other policy changes will impact the economy, but that the risk of higher inflation and higher unemployment have risen.
For the time being, we're well positioned to wait for greater clarity before considering any adjustments to our policy stance.
The Fed leaving a key interest rate unchanged for a third straight meeting after 3 rate cuts in a row at the end of last year. 3 former police officers are acquitted on state charges over a man's death after a traffic stop, but they still face prison time.
A jury finding former Memphis police officers Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith not guilty of all charges, including second-degree murder in the fatal 2023 beating of Tyree Nichols. They are awaiting sentencing after being convicted of federal charges. Nichols, a 29-year-old black man fleeing a traffic stop after being pulled from his car, pepper sprayed, and tased. 5 officers who are also black seen in video kicking, punching, and striking him with a baton. Defense attorneys argued Nichols resisted arrest, while prosecutors say the officers were directly responsible.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, 2 of the 5 officers agreed to plead guilty on the state counts. America is listening to Fox News.
With everything that's going on this year, fires, windstorms, power outages hitting harder than ever, we've been looking for ways to protect our homes and our family. I want to tell you about the Grid Doctor 3300 from My Patriot Supply. I've been warning how fragile our power grids are, and it's only going to get worse, how quickly our society would fall apart with a major failure. But this thing is the only solar generator with built-in EMP protection. And it has the power to run your refrigerator, your medical devices, lights, you name it. It's not just sitting in a closet waiting for the next emergency. You use it to cut down on electric bills, power up barbecues, camping trips, even just working outside this spring. It's quiet, fume-free, safe to use indoors or out, and totally portable. In a world where the grid is becoming less and less reliable every day, the Grid Doctor 3300 gives me peace of mind and practical everyday use. Get yours now at MyPatriotSupply.com. Again, that's MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com. America's trusted source for emergency preparedness.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of flank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the giver with Pete Davis and Flounder and you. Our number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Newsy stuff. Black smoke coming out of the Vatican smoke pipe. And that means they have not picked a pope. And they'll be in there until they do. And so we'll keep you posted. Also, we'll talk more about, I get the biggest kick. I can't believe these gambling places are already making millions. People are making millions of dollars in bets already on everything you can think of about the Pope turnover. Who's going to win, what name he's going to pick, what color the outfit will be that they design for. I mean, it's really astounding. And they're taking bets. So how could you possibly win a bet guessing what Pope is going to win and what name he'll pick? I mean, seriously, how could you put down your money on something that you have no... I mean, how could you possibly guess? Whatever. Somebody probably win $20 million. What do you bet? Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Holy crap, but sports is coming up. Oh, before we get distracted, I mentioned that the guy... Oh, in fact, I mentioned that study... And we have more newsy stuff on politics, all that kind of stuff. The study showed in the digital dating world, the reason people have a bad first date is because curiosity is dead, and curiosity is where the spark lives. The psychologist at Northwestern University, a specialist in relationships. The world's at our fingertips. People feel the need to research their date. You want to find out if he's got a criminal record, stuff like that. That's normal. But stalking the social media to learn where they went on vacation with their family at Christmas, knowing where their brother's ex-girlfriend works, leaves nothing to the imagination. You don't want to build an idea of someone in your mind and be disappointed if they don't live up to the hype that you've created. It's important to leave something to the imagination so you have questions to ask and new things to talk about once you're actually on the first date. If you're looking for an ick on a potential date, you'll find one, and the date will be pretty boring if you've already found out everything to learn about them. And again, to me, the thing that, I don't count. I'm an old fart. I'm not even in demographics anymore. But to me, I can't imagine trying to get to know somebody by typing out how long have you lived here, or where did you grow up, or how do you feel about this. So I mean, I just can't imagine. Because it's important to see how people react when you react with them. Isn't that part of the magic of a first date? And girls know whether you're going to get lucky or not within 20 seconds. We all know the famous joke about that. But still, there's some magic there to find out, and it may well be if you don't know anything about them and you're finding out stuff, and maybe they're really not interested at all. It's important to get that first personal reaction. I don't know. I think I feel so sad about it. I can't imagine if I were 18, 20, 25 years old. I don't know what I can't imagine trying to find a girlfriend.
Well, you get laid more. You may not have a girlfriend.
Again, that's now maybe in fact, that's the exact opposite of me as an emotional being. Is I was always looking for a girlfriend. I never wanted to date. I never wanted to have a lot of stuff.
Why you never sealed the deal.
I know.
Some nights you go out just to...
Yeah, I know. Well, again, I couldn't. That's not me. I'm not. I always wanted to have a girlfriend. I always wanted to be special to a girl. Anyway, so about that first date business, and they also say a couple things here. If you share too much about yourself on the first meeting, it's a turn off. You want to leave them interested in wanting to know more. Stop fixating on whether there's an immediate chemistry. Sometimes things grow. Just, kind of see what's going on. That only happens in the movies. A mistake is negatively discussing your last relationships. Everybody has baggage, but on first dates, people are attracted to daters who are positive, optimistic, and hopeful, not bitching about the last bastard who treated them like crap.
Don't talk bad about your ex.
No, never say anything bad about that. And by the way, some of the girls will try to trick you into asking, so how do you really feel about women? Or, try to get your mother into it or something to see if you say something negative or bad or whatever. It's just, again, that's the magic spark that seems the most important part to me. All right, now, Pete, you mentioned something. It's 5:08, by the way, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. You never had a bad first date?
I can't remember a bad first date. I don't know if I was just good at it or you just be yourself. If it works out, go in there not thinking if it works out fine. If it doesn't work out fine, just have a nice dinner and meet somebody.
Now, I
didn't go in expecting fireworks and the world's going to change.
Now, when you were dating as a younger guy, when you were dating, and were you looking for a girlfriend at the time, or just wanted to go out and see what's going on? And what would you do on a first date back? When you were dating stuff, dinner in the movie,
usually
or
beat it. No, you don't go to a movie because you can't talk during a movie. That's stupid. You just sit there awkwardly for 2 hours.
Yeah.
No, you go meet them at a bar. You meet them at a place where you can hang out at an outside cafe or something. Yeah. You don't go for the big dinner right off the bat because then there's a pressure about what you order and what you don't order and stuff like that. Yeah, make it casual.
Yeah, you never had a bad first date.
I can't. The only one I can remember is before that, the night I was going out, one of my dogs clipped me. And I had to put a Band-Aid on. And the only Band-Aid I had in the house was a Winnie the Pooh Band-Aid. Okay, so
what a story, though. What a first meeting story.
Well, I go to the place, and her friends are there before she gets there. So I meet her friends. We're talking and everything. We're laughing about the Winnie the Pooh Band-Aid. And all of a sudden, here comes so-and-so. And she's walking down the sidewalk, and she takes one look at me from a distance. She screams, "Oh, my God, he's got blood on his face." And she starts screaming. And her friends are going, no, it's a Band-Aid. And she comes up and close and goes, "Oh, it is a Band-Aid." And the rest of the evening went very well. It was just,
what a
bizarre
start, though.
That was a weird start.
Flounder, what was your first date with Veronica?
Well, it was when he first met her and we
met at a restaurant called AJ Alexander's and just had a couple drinks at the bar and some appetizers and had a really nice evening.
So you met her. Now, did you offer to pick her up, or did you say
we met there because she works right by the restaurant? So.
Okay. Now, again, when I was I'm the last person to talk about this. The last first date I had was 1993. So I'm really not. Honestly, God, that's pathetic. How pathetic is that? The last first date I had might have been 1992. Yeah, it was 1992. That's the last first date I went on. I haven't been on a first date since 1990. Let me think now.
Well, it's high time we got you another one.
No, seriously. I mean, I've met friends at parties and stuff like that, but in fact, calling up and asking a girl for a date, I think it's been 1992.
How about a last first date for the Kimmer?
No, that's bad. and by the way, I think the talk has died down about me and the stupid softball challenge. I don't know whether that's still on or not, but I'm still willing. And by the way, I don't even care about my stinking hernia. Oh, let me ask you this: how come I guess it's a hernia, it's a pull or something, or a cut or something? How come it only bothers me between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm not making this up. Right now, I'm jumping up and down. They could have all the hernias in the world. Don't feel a damn thing. I could run up and down the deck, do anything I want. Can't feel a damn thing. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, between like 2:52 and 4:16, all of a sudden, oh God, I can't. What the hell is that?
And maybe an abscess.
There's no like pouches or I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
It's a tumor.
1992, my God, man. Anyway, 512, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let's see. Oh, Jessica Alba. We're doing Holy Crap at Sports coming in about a second. Jessica Alba, who's 44 years old, has made headlines on social media for playing golf with that naughty little Sydney Sweeney. By the way, she got a lot of ink and stuff, pictures at the gala the other day. Now, she either broke up or didn't break up with her fiance, and it's all iffy in here.
She's kind of dumped him a little bit. Yeah,
looks like there's something going on. Well, Sydney Sweeney and Jessica Alba were on the golf course at Palm Beach Club in Las Vegas, and Jessica Alba, there's video of her, and she was wearing a tube top. I mean, like a bra, a red bra, and sweatpants, which is stupid. She should have had on a girl's skirt or something, but I'd rather have seen the leg part of the skirt there. But anyway, she was wearing like a little bikini top. And she got roasted on social media, although guys were saying, and golf never looked as good. But they said, if it had been a normal person, they would have thrown her off. You wouldn't be able to show up like that. But she looks pretty good, and she got a pretty good swing, too. Jessica Alba, 44 years old.
One of our bosses there, you like to call him...
Stan or Steve, Stu. Stan or Stu?
Scott has put up a little thing, the exclusive dating site for 50-plus singles called Silver.
Oh, Silver Singles. Yeah, let me get right on that. So, what's that number again? 404. Yeah, let me get an app. I'll get the Silver Single Fingernail app.
Singles.
Go over to Best Buys later and pick that up for me. Yeah, I can't wait to go on a first date. So what, do you want to meet me, honey? Or I can still drive at night. Oh, sorry. 513. Get out of here.
Tarnished silver.
Yeah, tarnished. Yeah. Real mine, all right.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your XTRA 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the XTRA app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Okay, it's silly for you to take a look inside my mouth, but it's really modern technology at the dentist and a doggy too. Dr. Dina Giesler, my dentist, bragging about Atlanta Smiles. That's the name of her practice, Atlanta Smiles. And again, when first time I went to was 30 years ago, and it's the dentist for the doggy and the smiling place, the happiest dentist office or doctor's office, honestly, you've ever seen. The women there's a guy there too, but the women there, I keep talking about them, how you feel so special and nurtured. They really take care. They love their country, they love what they do, and they love their clients. And whether it's getting plastic type of veneer things, or dental work with your gums, or bridges and crowns, the whole deal, or the AI technology thing that may be a little piece down here, head there, a little thing with a thing there. Anyway, I think you know what I'm talking about. And again, they have a little doggy there, Zsa, take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. Dr. Dina was a Navy dentist, so veterans get a 10% discount just off the top. Make sure you tell them when you call. All the modern technology, but it's not one of those modern, conveyor belt places. It's like going to the spa. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look them up. Here's a number, 404-262-7733, atlantasmiles.com.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. That is, until they meet the Warrior Alliance. The Warrior Alliance goes the extra mile to reach veterans in their communities so they do not have to take this journey alone. With over 40 partners across 10 service areas, your donation goes a long way toward achieving maximum impact for a veteran and their family. Go to thewarrioralliance.org to donate today and commit to helping the Warrior Alliance change thousands of lives for the better.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Did you know that just like here in the U.S., Israel celebrates their Independence Day? In case you missed it, this year, Israel's Independence Day was just a few days ago on May 1st. But for the people of Israel, freedom is really nothing more than a daily struggle just to survive. There's no real peace, only terror. It's difficult to find moments of joy while there's so much suffering. And the Israeli government relies on the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews for its ongoing help to make sure the elderly, the sick, the wounded soldiers, and impoverished families don't fall through the cracks. We can't even imagine the courage of the Israeli people. They're so brave and worthy of our prayers, and that we'd like to ask you for a gift to the fellowship today. It'll provide life-saving aid, medicine, hearty meals, safety, and comfort. And I believe when we bless God's people of Israel, we unlock God's blessing in our own lives as well. So show your support for Israel by making a life-saving gift today. Call and make your gift at 888-488-IFCJ. That's 888-488-IFCJ, 4325. Or go online to supportifcj.org. One word, supportifcj.org.
All right, I got now. By the way, on this day, Kenneth Olson, the co-founder of Digital Equipment, said there is no reason for any individual to have a computer in his home. Okay? And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves win again, this time in walk-off fashion. Bottom of the 10th when Marcell Ozuna singled home to bring in the ghost runner from second. Gave Atlanta a 2-1 win in extra innings over the Reds.
Stretching the pitch, swung on, hooked down the left field line. That ought to do it. Verdugo around third. He can just waltz home. And in fact, Marcell Ozuna does walk it off again.
Joe Simpson?
That sounds like Joe Simpson there.
That's Joe Simpson, absolutely.
680 the fan.
Yes,
You're
sir.
absolutely correct. Michael Harris II's RBI double in the bottom of the ninth tied the game. Another great pitching performance from Chris Sale. 6 2/3 innings, a 5-hit ball and no runs, striking out 10, walking only 2. It was his 300th career start. Chris becomes the 5th active pitcher to reach 2,000 innings. Can you name any of them?
Oh, boy. Active pitcher?
Yes.
An active pitcher with 2,000 innings? Oh, well, sure. Yes. The guy who's married to the model and now plays for Texas, used to be with the other people.
Justin Verlander.
2,000 innings. Oh, my.
All right.
I can't.
You don't know
Dave, I'm coming up in my head here.
Max Scherzer, who's injured right now.
The
Clayton Kershaw. And Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton. How's he doing, by the way? Is he still doing all right with the Yankees?
Last I checked, he wasn't off to a good start with the Orioles. In fact, Baltimore's not off to a good start. Yeah. Pierce Johnson got out of a jam, and Raciel Iglesias picked up his second win. Same two teams tonight. The 4-2 Hunter Green, a right-hander for Cincinnati, against the 2-2 Grant Hay-Holmes for the Bravos as they go for the series win. Drake Baldwin behind the plate. Redlegs outfitter Tyler Callahan, who broke his forearm in Monday night's game, had surgery yesterday, will be out 8 weeks, they're saying, which is a lot shorter than everyone thought when it first happened.
Yeah, good. It was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah. The Giants scored 9 runs in the 11th inning as they beat the Cubs 14-5 last night.
Oh, my.
The 9 runs, the highest scoring extra inning at Wrigley Field, surpassing the 7-run 10th by the New York Giants in 1921.
7 runs in the 10th inning? Holy man. Can you imagine being a home team and a guy got to score 8 runs in 1 inning to beat? Oh, wow.
Yeah. According to Ross Dellinger with Yahoo Sports, President Donald Trump is planning to launch a presidential commission to study college sports. That commission will reportedly be charged with finding solutions to the current unregulated landscape throughout college athletics.
Wow, that could be interesting. studying all of
Congress
college
won't do
sport.
anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Commission.
NCAA can't do anything. Congress not do anything because they don't do anything. Obviously, Republican Congress sitting on their hands on everything. So I guess President Trump's going to have to take it upon himself to do it.
Taking over. I like it.
Yeah, hopefully. Former Utah quarterback Cam Rising is retiring from college football because of medical problems. I mean, he was really good, but he just kept getting injured. Poor guy. Every college football team that wants to go to a bowl game next season, step forward. Not so fast, Akron.
Uh-oh.
The Zips football team will be ineligible
wait a minute
for
here,
postseason
sir.
play this season.
Now that's
because
not
of its multi.
kind of language that we hear in America. Like, I'm
Zips.
sorry.
I didn't say zipper head or zip head or anything like that. I said zips. Put your prejudices back in your own brain there, buddy.
Thank you.
Anyway, the Zips will be ineligible for postseason play because of the multi-year academic progress rate score.
Uh-oh.
Akron had a score of 914. Unfortunately, you had to score 930 to get in.
Oh, man.
The Zips play in the Mid-American Conference have not been to a bowl game since 2017. It was also the last time the Zips won more than 4 games in a season. They went winless 0-12 in 2019. But to overcome this academic problem, the University of Akron will now allow books on campus, and there's even talk amongst the faculty of building a library. So
Maybe getting some teachers.
it's starting to feel like a football factory. You know?
Chairs in a room.
Yeah, chairs. Maybe a mimeograph machine, an overhead projector or two, a map, some chalk.
Well, you know, I've got to start somewhere, golly.
Was it GoFundMe for a chalkboard or something? Poor bastards. Falcons' first-round picks have been issued their numbers. Jalen Walker will don number 11. James Pierce Jr. will wear number 27. That's what he's going to be wearing.
All right.
Former Georgia star receiver George Pickens traded from the Steelers to the Cowboys. We'll see if he shows up with an attitude there. Dallas will get Pickens and a 6th-round pick in 2027 in exchange for a 3rd-round pick in 26 and a 5th-round pick in 27.
Now, the sports people were making a big deal about that. Is that I don't know much about him. Is that a big deal? I mean, was that a shocker to you? I read that when people said, I couldn't believe this blockbuster, some people called it.
They've been trying to trade him because he's got an attitude problem. He's a great receiver when he wants to play. Yeah. Unfortunately, he only plays when George wants to play.
Well, that's not good.
He's an entitled one of these receivers, and it always seems to be the receivers. But I tell you what, if he gets his act together, Dak Prescott can hit him, and they've got some pretty good receiving core down there. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's still the Cowboys, and they'll blow it in the playoffs. So that's what they always do. NBA playoffs. No Atlanta Hawks were injured in the making of the NBA playoffs. I had to say that contractually.
No, you have to. It's legal.
Anthony Edwards has been mouthing off for a while about wanting to face Golden State in the postseason. Well, he finally got his chance. Only come up flat at the beginning and lose Game 1 to the Warriors despite Stephon Curry leaving with a hamstring injury. The 37-year-old Curry could be out a week or more, so there's no excuse why the Timberwolves cannot win this series. Ant-Man did finish with 23 points in a losing effort, but his effort was called out by his coach after the loss, and to his credit, Ant-Man accepted the blame. Said, you got to blame me. As for Curry, it is called a grade 1 hamstring pull. That is the same grade Spencer Strider got, and he's been gone for more than a week.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, somebody said it could be the season it could be the rest of the playoffs, so we'll see. Not for Strider, but for
Curry.
For Curry, yeah.
I'm still amazed at that little guy. He can shoot it from anywhere and it goes in. I mean, it's the damnedest thing I ever saw.
He's the best I ever saw.
And you really got to give credit. And a lot of these guys are just lights out. I mean, it's really, it's just that was a God-given talent that you could hit a basket with swish from 40 feet or something. Just almost it just.
Trae Young can do it, but not as consistent as Curry. And Curry, they're one of those guys. He didn't go to UCLA.
Right.
He didn't go to Ohio State or any of these big schools. UConn. He went to Davidson, I believe.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Small little school. Yeah. Dave Portnoy tweeted a video showing the difference between Caitlin Clark and LeBron James. It shows Caitlin getting her body knocked around the court and getting right back up and playing basketball. It also shows LeBron barely being touched and acting like he's been shocked by a cattle prod. Yeah, he's King James, all right, the king of flop. If you watch this video, you will come out with a lot less respect for LeBron James if you watch that damn video. He would literally kick his heels and back up and fleeing himself backwards 20 feet down the court when he was barely brushed.
There's also that video of him falling down and then covering his eyes and looking up to see if they called the foul yet.
Ouch, my arm.
You know what? Michael Jordan didn't have to do that.
No.
So don't tell me that LeBron's the greatest. No,
Oh,
not
please.
when he had to pull stunt like that. Michael Jordan's the greatest.
I will never think LeBron James is the greatest.
He's in the top 5.
He's up
I give
there.
him.
Yeah. But
He's in the
still.
top 5. Kimmer, what is the object of golf?
The object of the
Flounder,
golf,
this could be yours too,
is to get the little ball into the hole in as few strokes as possible. Hopefully, fewer strokes than your opponent if there's a match going.
Flounder, what is the object of golf?
What he said.
Gentlemen, the object of golf is to play the least amount of golf.
all really good golfers hate it at some point in their life. Trust me.
Because, the better you are at it, the less time you're going to be out there doing it.
That's right. Yeah, that's for sure.
And the PGA Tour has a whodunit on their hands.
Uh-oh.
According to a very reliable source on Outkick.com, PGA golfer Michael Kim says a pair of soiled boxer briefs were found stuffed in the corner of a player caddy only porta potty near the tee boxes during the RBC Heritage in Hilton Head last month.
Oh, so a guy did something on the course and hit it in the. Oh no!
An unnamed caddy found it. That unnamed caddy should be suspect number 1. As my mom used to say, whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Dealt it, yes.
The undies were the same brand as a sponsor of one of the golfers. In the police business, I believe they call that a clue.
A clue. The monkey takes the money. Did you play the music?
Did I tell the monkey is a businessman? I am a musician. He doesn't tell me what to play. I don't tell him what to do with his money. Until we meet again and the mystery is solved.
You need a license.
Listens for your minky. He said minky. Yes, chimpanzee minky.
Have a bimp. Gets a million of them. We just keep going.
How was that? You know the rubber was blind.
Get your own pistol pen. Hercule. Oh, Lord.
Today in sports history, May 7th, 1940, the Brooklyn Dodgers became the first team to do what?
1940, the Brooklyn Dodgers, first team to 1940. That was before Jackie Robinson. First team to, I don't know. I traveled by plane. Traveled by plane to another city.
From Chicago to St. Louis.
I'll be damned. I guessed it. I'll be damned. Well, cool. Well, in 1940, there wasn't much other things to get. Train ride or something. But yes, sir.
And supposedly the first college football team to travel by plane to a bowl game.
Who?
I think someone said it was Ole Miss went to the Liberty Bowl in Philadelphia back in a long time ago. And that was the first one to go. I think they had to fly out of Memphis. 2016, Bartolo Colon at age 42 became the oldest player to do what?
Pitch a no-hitter?
Nope.
I don't know then. Die on the mound?
He did it in San Diego. I wish I'd asked Flounder to get the tape because it's hysterical. The first man to ever hit his first career home run at age 42.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
Hit it in that building in left field at Petco Park, which isn't an easy one to do, but he crushed it. He crushed it.
Oh, I remember my first home run at Wrigley Field. It's kind of exciting.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to my friend the other day about this. You were in TV at the time, correct?
Yes, I was a TV guy. I was a TV anchor.
Someone lets you go to home plate at Wrigley Field as a TV reporter, and you didn't have them video that while you were doing.
No, in fact, here's the situation was. If you are you done, by the way? I don't want to interrupt your thing.
Okay. Go.
No, the situation was I was assigned. I was a weekend anchor man, and I was a news reporter. Did all the live stuff in Chicago for ABC and WLS, and then for the season of I guess it was '84, they assigned me to go cover the Cubs. So I went to Wrigley Field every home game, and I did my live reports from Wrigley Field. So when the camera crew was setting up to get the reports ready, I was down in the field doing interviews and getting information and stuff like that. And so the ball thing came after I think it was either way before or I think it was way after I'd already done my report, and we were kind of packing up. And the guy, the equipment manager, staff guy said, would you like to hit a couple of balls or take a whatever? And I said, sure. But it wasn't. The crew wasn't there filming or taping at the time that I was doing it, because believe me, I would have. Because they did. In fact, one time I had my girlfriend with me, met me on a story, and they videotaped her as though she were going to do the news report. Anyway, it's a long story. Anyway, so they were good. My crew was good guys. I had a regular crew, but I wish I'd had the video of it. Believe me, I was freaking thrilled, man.
I would have made him pull the camera out and said, "Look, this could be, even if you screwed up, it'd be funny."
And I did screw up
on the show.
I hit a couple of dribblers, and I think I whiffed one and stuff, and then I barely connected about 2 inches over the wall. Hell, what the hell?
I guarantee you, if we do this softball thing, it's going to be filmed.
Oh, that's fine. And again, I'm quite sure. Again, I've never bragged about saying I can hit any softball. I said I wonder if I could do it. That's how this whole started. I love to try to hit fast pitch softball. And if I do hit one, and I'm sure I probably won't even see it. My situation now, I'm just going to swing. When she's warm, when she does a little wiggle and then starts the arm going, I'm going to swing because it's going to get there real fast. So I might get lucky.
I'm going to tell her not to actually throw the ball.
Believe me, I'll fake it. Be like a dog. You don't throw the ball to the dog and he's running off trying to find it. That'll be me. That'll be the Kimmer. Poor bastard. Look at him. He did it again. He fell. It's like Lucy in the football. That's me with the softball pictures. I see it coming now. All right, 5:32. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? It's Hump Day, and we got it all for you right here. Look out.
Neil Bortz is only live on XTRA 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the XTRA 106.3 app.
May in the A is here, and your Atlanta Braves have some incredible matchups and promotions in store. The Nationals come to town May 12th through the 15th, and the amazing giveaways continue with the Marcell Ozuna bobblehead presented by Delta on May 14th, and yes, his head and his arms bobble.
A walk-off home run by Marcell Ozuna!
Fans can look forward to some unbeatable deals during May, including $1.99 hot dogs, $3.99 Miller High Life beer, $10 tickets, and $10 parking. And make sure to stop by the Braves Clubhouse store to receive 50% off City Connect on-field caps and additional styles available while supplies last. Then the Padres come to town May 23rd through the 25th for a series built by the Home Depot to round out May in the A. On May 25th, it's all about the kids, with Kids Club Day celebrating Georgia families and 2 kids giveaways. Visit Braves.com/May in the A to check out all of the fun and great deals this May. Atlanta Braves baseball, we are Braves country.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes. After that transformation, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Want the truth about shopping for new floors? Big box stores might have flooring departments, but Empire Today has flooring experts. There's a huge difference. At a big box store, you might be getting help from someone who's in flooring today, but was stocking toilets yesterday. With Empire, you'll work with a dedicated flooring expert. We bring the store to your home, help find the right floors for your lifestyle, and answer questions. All while you view hundreds of samples with your own furniture, decor, and lighting. You'll get an all-inclusive price estimate and can schedule installation as soon as the next day for in-stock styles. That's Empire's Home Floor Advantage, working with experts who specialize in one thing: flooring. For a limited time, use code RADIO to get $500 off your contract of $3,500 or more when you call or visit EmpireToday.com. That's $500 off with code RADIO. You know the number.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today,
Offer may not be applied to sales or combined with other coupons, discounts, or savings. Terms apply.
This Mother's Day, don't just buy a gift, make one. Only at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, you can build mom a one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry, designed by you, crafted by our master jewelers. And here's how it works. Pick a ring, bracelet, or necklace from our Mother's Day collection, pick the birthstones that represent your family, and our master jewelers hand set them into something that's hers forever. Prices start at just $3.95. So come build your own Mother's Day jewelry only at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's here to tell you about a new company that is changing the way people buy their next pre-owned car or truck. At The Honest Car Guy, they offer a completely transparent way to purchase a vehicle. You pay what he pays, plus a small, honest fee. You can choose any make or model. He will search the country for the best deal out there. He'll handle the paperwork, your trade-in, shipping, and even give you the bill of sale. Friends, I've done the research, and this is a buying process that you can trust. Call 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit online at honestcarguy.com.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Joe Biden, when he was president, would send planes south of the border, load them up with illegals, and fly them into the United States, avoiding border checks. Trump just did the opposite. Once again, the worthlessness of Joe Biden and the Democrat Party on display, and the courage and determination of Donald Trump responding to the weakness of Joe Biden. They were child sexual predators, accused of kidnapping, assault, being pimps, robbery, aggravated assault of police officers. They're now in that terrorist holding facility in El Salvador. Love it. Just imagine the anguish of Democrats and progs and Joe Biden and his henchmen as they watch their master plot being destroyed.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you.
You can tell the distinctive style there. On this day, 1971, Moon Age Daydream was released as a single by Arnold Corns. That was a band formed by David Bowie, the name of which was inspired by the Pink Floyd song Arnold Lane. This was one of Bowie's side projects and something of a dry run for Ziggy Stardust. The song later did appear on Ziggy Stardust in the new version with updated lyrics. Moon Age Daydream, 1971. Phone calls take priority. It's Rick the Painter's on the radio. Rick the Painter, how you doing, man? What's going on today, sir?
Hey, Kimmer, hey, brother.
Good, doing
hey,
good.
Yeah. Hey, good. Hey, I love going outdoors.
Oh, I know. Outdoors, yeah, good. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot safer than going out windows.
Going out windows if you go out the way, because you could fall over the glass. So the door would be, oh, golly.
You know how they throw the ball into the stands after they win the game?
Yeah, they throw it up in the people to catch it, yeah.
Well, that's not allowed in bowling.
Oh, no, it's not. Now. Hey, ho. I found that out the hard way, did you? Oh, mercy. Let's see. Our birthday list, I got one birthday left. I've been rationing out the birthday because I only had lousy 4 birthdays. Thelma Houston's birthday, 82 years old today. By the way, Johnny Unitas born on this day in 1933, died in 2002, for the record. And on this day in history, we have another tribute here, a musical history note here. A founder, if you're ready, sir. On this very day in 1824, what is called one of the greatest pieces of music ever written is debuted in Vienna. Flounder, if you will, sir. Ludwig van Beethoven, Final Symphony, number 9. Widely considered the greatest piece of music ever written, one of the greatest composers of the era, early 1800s. Beethoven lost his hearing by 1814, but continued to compose completely deaf. The 9th Symphony required the largest orchestra ever employed, unusual at the time for using voices with the instruments. Beethoven handpicked two young singers, 18-year-old Henriette Sontag and 20-year-old Caroline Unger, for the soprano and alto parts. Keep it playing, Flounder, because we'll play some. I love this piece of music. I'd forgotten how wonderful this was. Beethoven stood on stage and appeared to conduct the orchestra when the Ninth debuted, although because he was deaf, the players were instructed to ignore Beethoven and instead follow Michael Umlauf, who was the actual conductor. Beethoven was several bars off from the actual music by the time the piece concluded. As he could not hear the applause, Unger had to turn him to face the audience as they hailed Beethoven with 5 standing ovations, raising their hats and handkerchiefs in the air. Considered the crowning achievement, the choral section, adapted from Friedrich Schiller's poem Ode to Joy, has transcended the world of classical music and become one of the most often played and easily recognizable pieces of music of all time. The Ode to Joy has been interpreted in almost every way imaginable, employed as an official or unofficial anthem by an enormous range of entities, including the Chinese Cultural Revolution, the Nazi Party, the East-West German Olympic Team, and the European Union. Beethoven, and it started on this day in 1824, totally deaf, had to be turned around to accept the applause.
Did you see the movie?
Which movie?
Immortal Beloved with Gary Oldman.
Oh, I did. I know of it. Oh, I should have, because that was supposed to be really great. Yeah. In fact, I'm definitely going to try to find that. And I'll tell you another one of my favorite movies is Amadeus. The story of Mozart. It's like 4 hours long, but I'll tell you what a remarkable. It was astounding. Great movie, and I will look for the Gary Oldman. What's it?
Immortal
Beloved. Yeah. Anyway, I thought, and at the beginning of that, dun 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 dun. I mean, can you imagine? It's just amazing. And when they showed the story of Amadeus and Mozart and how he never made a mistake. He never had he never did a rough draft. He just printed it. It just came out and he put it on paper. There were no copies. He just did it once and it was there. I can't imagine.
Beethoven wasn't all that great,
Oh, he wasn't all that great, really?
That's what Lucy said to Schroeder, and boy, did he nut up on her.
Yeah, well, he had that little piano.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? Let me hold the football for you. Anyway, 5:43, can repeat and flounder. By the way, parents of teenagers, here we go. One more time here. This is really Virginia. A 27-year-old man named Tyler Butler is now in jail. No bond, accused of murder. Here's what happened. A trio of teens, he claimed, were breaking into his house. However, the teenagers, the one who was killed was an 18-year-old senior named Michael Bosworth, who, by the way, was a lacrosse player, football player on the wrestling team, and he and his buddies were doing a prank, which was called Ding Dong Ditch, which involves knocking or ringing a doorbell, then making a run for it. One of the kids who was wounded claimed they were he said they were breaking the house. They said they were just recording a prank that they would later share on TikTok. They were looking for a place to hide when a series of gunshots went off because the homeowner thought they were trying to break into his house. There were 3 of them. One didn't get hurt. The other got shot and wounded. The other got killed. Ringing the doorbell. The victim was gunned down the same day as his high school prom, scheduled later that night. The homeowner's charged with second-degree murder, malicious wounding, counts of using a firearm, and a commission of a felony. Well, stand your ground means one thing. They must. I don't know. Well, here we go again. I think the issue is going to be what he means by trying to break into my house. If they were just running around the backyard trying to get away after ringing a doorbell or something, if he shot them when they were running through the yard, that's one thing. But if they in fact were doing something involving where he thought they were coming into his house, then too bad. On the other hand,
when you do a prank, it's known that it could go bad.
Yeah. And they were taping it. They do it. They all video it. They all put it on video to put on TikTok. I mean, by the way, how many times have we mentioned these stories where bad things happen when your kids are just cranking around? It's bad enough if you go up to the wrong door by mistake, looking for an honest thing or looking for somebody's house and you go up by mistake, you're taking a chance these days. So anyway, again, parents, here we go. 5:45 already, holy cow. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230 if you would like to join us here until 6 o'clock on 106.3. Happy Wednesday. Looks like it's cleared. I think we have kind of a partly cloudy day going. I don't see any rain out there. It looks like the Braves will get the ball game in. Anyway, Flounder, Kim, and Pete, right here on the old. I think Flounder's reading a book in there. You can see me getting the signal for the.
He's talking to somebody.
Yeah, he's got something going on here for a second. There we go.
Trying to get this audio ready to play, but I'm not going to have time. But anyway, what are we doing?
We got some audio?
No. I'll have it ready for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good tease. Right, already you got reason to listen.
We were talking about how, LeBron calls himself the GOAT, and he's not the GOAT, and there's a really good, maybe 30-second clip of Jordan, so I'll have it ready tomorrow.
Excellent.
That there is a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
That's an official tease, my friends. And it's Flounder to the rescue. 546, 106.3. Here we go. That's outstanding.
I'm a Wheel of Fortune guy. That's me. There's two types of people in the world. You got your Jeopardy people and your Wheel of Fortune people. I am Wheel of Fortune. You know what I'm saying? You watch Jeopardy, the contestants. Yes, Alex, I'll take ramifications of the Peloponnesian Walls for 800. Turn to Wheel of Fortune. I want an L. Can I have an L? It's like a 7 if you did that to it. There's 2 of them. Oh! I need to buy a vowel. I'll buy an L.
Kimmer missed half that. That's the difference between Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I did miss 5. Well, cool. I love it. And we got a tease and extra audio. And we still haven't taken our break yet. Are we? Did I miss something?
Oh my God! Yeah, I thought I'm so sorry. I thought it was 5:57.
Yeah, no. I'm saying you're going to have to find another one in Flounder because I'm calling on a Flounder's Funny at 5:58. So, and now the actual rest of the program.
Gee whiz!
He's got too many duties in there. We need to get him a stewardess.
You said duty.
We need to get him a stewardess.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Flounder here to remind you that Mother's Day is Sunday, May 11th. Make sure Mom knows how much you appreciate her with a sparkling gift from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. And they're also giving you something you and the whole family can enjoy as well. Solomon Brothers is giving you a free Big Green Egg grill with qualifying purchase courtesy of Fix-It Ace Hardware. Shop our selection of diamond tennis bracelets, diamond stud earrings, classic pearl style or vibrant gemstone jewelry. Solomon Brothers' large selection means you'll be sure to find something on her wish list. She deserves the best, and why not get something for yourself while you're at it? When other companies are raising prices, Solomon Brothers is giving you more, including a free Big Green Egg from our friends at Fix-It Ace Hardware in Roswell, Peachtree Battles, and Chastain. For details on how to claim your free grill, visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers in Buckhead or Alpharetta. Online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers is the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
Sometimes in life, if you want to get to the truth, you have to look at the numbers. Unfortunately, 50% of all dogs over 10 years old will die of cancer. The other 40 to 50% going to suffer miserably from skin issues or joint problems. This is widely attributed to your dog's diet. These numbers are what inspired naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black to create Rough Greens. But here's the good news. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every single month, Rough Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They have helped millions of dogs, like mine, stay active and be healthy. And your pup could be next. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. Just cover the shipping and go to roughgreens.com. Use the promo code BECK. That's RUFFgreens.com. Promo code BECK. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Oh, my God. Their students are going at it again at Columbia. And they were doing it at the University of Washington, I think, or somebody said, holy cow. Anyway, 550.
Start clubbing them.
Yeah. Nightsticks, baby. Here we go.
Crunch.
Yep. Batons, I think they call them now. I have a collapsible baton, actual collapsible police baton. Those things are... 1968, here's an interesting story for you. Flying back to Britain after a U.S. tour, after his last gig with a band called Bluesology, keyboard player Reginald Dwight, on this day in 1968, gave some thought for a stage name that he could use. This is the keyboard player named Reginald Dwight. Wanted a stage name he could use for his burgeoning solo career. In the cabin, Reginald Dwight came across the band's horn player, Elton Dean, and lead singer, Long John Baldry. And he asked them, Reginald Dwight asked them if he could appropriate their names to concoct a new name for himself. They agree, and Elton John is born on a plane in 1968. Reginald Dwight. Well, it's a great story. Let's see, 552, Kimmer, Pete, and Philander. I got some of there. Let's see. Hold on a second. Crap, I was going to do my last thing here. On this day, we did Beethoven. I'm sorry, I'm screwing up here. Here we go. On this day in 1915, in the afternoon, the British ocean liner Lusitania torpedoed without warning by a German submarine off the south coast of Ireland. It sank in 20 minutes. 1,900 passengers and crew, 1,100 people drowned, 128 Americans. Indignation in America. Germany defended it, saying, "We warned you." When World War I erupted in 1914, the year before, Woodrow Wilson pledged neutrality. Britain, though, was one of our closest trading partners, and we were giving them guns and ammo and stuff like that.
Yep.
So the Germans said, well, you're traveling at your own risk. If you Americans on British ships or Allied ships in war zones do it at your own risk, they put ads in the paper. The sinking of merchant ships off the coast of Ireland prompted the British to warn Lusitania, avoid the area, zigzag, confuse the U-boats or whatever, and the captain of Lusitania ignored the recommendations. The ship was hit by an exploding torpedo on the starboard side, that's the right, and then a larger explosion, probably the ship's boilers, and the thing sank in 20 minutes. And that was, there we go.
It had guns and munitions.
Yeah, it did. They were bringing supplies, military supplies, and so...
We had no business entering that war.
Yeah. And again, the captain ignored the orders, too. It's like they just, as though it didn't matter. I don't know. I mean, it's a different time, all right.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. It's 5:53, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and it's hump day, and we got jokes, and we got tweets, and we got Babylon Bee folks messing around with us and all kinds of stuff, and a little something we like to call Pete's Tweets here on 106.3 on your hump day.
All right, Babylon Bee headline. Ivy League grads slip below county fair carnies on Forbes list as most desirable employee candidates.
Carnies. Did you ever hang around carnies?
Yeah, unfortunately I did. But that's a story for another day.
Oh, yeah. Lordy. Yeah, me too.
Mike the engineer found this nugget of joy. Gun manufacturers plan to rebrand the AR-15 as MS-13 so Democrats won't ban them. All right, a sign you will only see in a hospital break room. The sign is posted on a vending machine and reads, "Endoscopy equipment is not to be used for stealing food from the vending machine," signed the management.
I had to reach up in there and get oh, God.
Gary posts, "A good woman is by your side during bad times to tell you that none of this would have happened if you had just listened to her." And finally, we're talking about the silver singles and tarnished silver singles.
Yeah, they were trying to get me a date. I haven't had a first date since 1992, and that's kind of embarrassing. So,
well, Mike Post, being single past 40 is like playing hide and seek, except no one's looking for you.
It doesn't matter where you are. Anybody? 5:55 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let me do that. We started off the show with something that Pete found on the web, and it could be a thing. It could make it a thing. There's a test. A specialist, a medical guy, has done a TikTok demonstration on a test, of 30-second hand test that could reveal if you have a hidden brain tumor. And it's very simple. If you can look at on YouTube, or if you're not, it's very simple to explain. It involves basically flipping your hands upside down on one hand or the other. What you do is I'm taking my left hand and holding it palm up. And I'm taking my right hand, and the trick is, they say that the deal you're supposed to do as rapidly as you can is to, with one palm facing up, take your other hand and flip it between slapping your palm with your palm, then the back of your hand, then the palm of the back, and the palm of the back, and the palm of the back as fast as you can. You're slapping the open palm with the front and back of your other hand, and then switch hands, and do it with different hands. Okay, and the key is that it could lead to, if you can't do it, it could be a lot of things that involve a certain part of your brain, and there's an actual word for it. It's called, everybody's supposed to be able to do this. If you can't, you may be suffering from dysdiadochokinesia. The ability to perform rapid alternating movements. Could be something wrong in the cerebellum. Right. Okay, so as you take your palm like that, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, and then switch it, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. Like that.
Think about this, though. Those who are just listening to us in their car on the radio, all they're hearing is...
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not.
What the hell is going on?
I can't pull this off. I'm not good. I'm sorry.
That's what she said.
Anyway, and no Pope yet. There was black smoke, and so they're in the conclave, and that's going on. And so we'll keep you posted, and they'll be voting and stuff, and be kind of cool. And apparently, Jew haters are taking over Columbia University again after storming in the building right past campus security as they're preparing for finals. They were forced to stop studying, leaving the library. Here we go again. I mean, why are we treating these students? And again, if you're an American citizen and you're protesting you hate Jews, and you have the right to say you hate Jews. But if you're a foreigner and you're here at our invitation and using, like tax dollars to be part of your, sorry, you don't get to do that. You're here because we allow you to be here.
We get to hurt you when you do things like that. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, give war a chance. I still got a couple of those hats. Anyway, at 5...
How'd that work out?
Yeah. Well, you got to learn the hard way sometimes. Anyway, and by the way, another federal judge has told Donald Trump to immediately bring back 12,000 immigrants. I mean, here we go. They just can't stop. 5:58, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Braves are still in town. Another game tonight in about an hour or so, and we have another Flounders Funny here, too. Right here as we speak, in fact.
I get back in my car, I go to unlock her door, and she lifts the handle at the exact same time. I try to unlock the door, and they offset each other. Have you been stuck in that little tug-of-war for about an hour?
Oh, you do.
Give me a sec, hon. Let go of the damn door! Sit your ass on the curb. I will come around and let you in. What the hell goes through her mind? I have no idea. Can I get in now? No. How about now? No. Now. Should I try it now? How about now? No. Now. Can I get in now? No. How about now? No. Can I get in now? Should I now? How about now? Should I try it now? Can I get in now? How about now? No. Yet. Should I try it yet? How about now? No. Can I get in now? No. It's not working. It's not working. I'm not sitting down yet. I'm not inside. Hurry up. It's hot out here. I'm not inside.
Who's that?
Mr. Kevin James.
Again, I keep forgetting how funny Kevin James is. I never thought he was funny when I saw him on TV and the shows and stuff. It's amazing to me.
He's really funny in The King of Queens. That's
actually, I don't think I ever watched it. Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow we'll find out why you should never pee in the shower. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and it's only me. Oh my God, where's my harmonica? Oh, here we go. Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Hoorah, Summer 5, herb and a herb. Look out.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3